9 points off the playoffs, and now the league's top scorer by distance is Potnik. 23 championship goals for him, and he starts today along with 4 of these summer arrivals. However, a big blow to their one ever-present last term was Cameron Burgess. He played every minute, and he could miss the entire campaign with a ruptured Achilles. Stephen Welch is in alongside Ben Cavango. At the 365, it's Stoke against Swansea.
Let's head into League One. Sheffield Wednesday are back there. They're an Orient who just survived relegation last season. At this for TalkSport, Samuel-Art.
Yeah, last season wanted to get to Sheffield Wednesday, relegated from the Championship, finishing bottom on 0 points, having been deducted 18 due to financial issues and administration. It would end though with some optimism, winning their first home game on the final day, and on an occasion in which their new ownership and exit from administration was confirmed. So with a chance of a clean slate and a fresh start, it's a much improved squad who have high hopes of fighting for a quick return to the Championship. 6 new summer signings in the 11 today, including the returning Barry Bannon. Leyton Orient kick off their 4th consecutive League One season, having lost in the playoff final in 2025. They were fighting at the wrong end of the table last season, finishing 20th, just 1 place and 3 points above the relegation zone. It's Leyton Orient versus Sheffield Wednesday.
Bromley are at third tier level for the first time ever. They head to Barnsley, whose fans are not happy with the quiet summer window. At Oakwell for TalkSport and El Condola.
Yes, perhaps the most notable business for Barnsley is in the dugout. They begin the new season under Daniel Stendhal, who previously led the Tigers to promotion from League One back in 2019. He makes 3 changes from last week's cup defeat, which includes Tyrese Noslin, the winger who played for Curacao in the World Cup this summer. As for Bromley, back in 2015 they started the season in the National League South. Fast forward a decade and they're playing League One football for the very first time. Andy Woodman makes 1 change to the side from last week as Ben Thompson comes into midfield. Live from Oakwell for the first time in competitive history is Barnsley versus Bromley.
And it's the first ever EFL game at York's new stadium, and the first for their already under fire manager Scott Lindsay. They take on Steve Evans' Bristol Rovers. Watched by TalkSport's Graham Courtney.
Well, 4 months ago, York City drew 1-1 at Rochdale with a goal from Josh Stones in the 103rd minute. That gave them the National League title and promotion to League Two. Stuart Maynard was named National League Manager of the season. 2 months later, though, he'd gone. The club said there was a difference of opinion in the direction of the club, but he brought them up. I thought that was all right. Bristol Rovers had a terrible start to last season, but they brought in Steve Everton. He steered them to a really respectable 14th place after winning 11 of their final 14 games. He knows what he's doing at this level. Headline team news today, the new Minister boss Scott Lindsay. He named several new signings, including those of skipper Ollie Pearce, who continues to lead the line. As for Steve Evans, well, he names new signing and captain Richie Smallwood in his starting 11. Both teams are already out of the League Cup, but we'll hope for more luck in League Two this afternoon. It's York City against Bristol Rovers at the LNR Community Stadium.
We've also got friendlies for Premier League clubs this afternoon. Spurs are under Hoffenheim, watched by TalkSport's Tom Clayton.
Well, Roberto De Zerbi has made 1 change from their friendly against Getafe in the training ground last week. Ben Davis drops out of the squad altogether. New signing Marcos Senesi comes in. He's one of 4 summer signings who get to start in what looks to be a pretty much full-strength side. Tonali, Robertson and Van Hecker also get starts. No sign, though, of Mateus Fernandes. No Mickey van der Ven either, who signed a new contract this week, while Pedro Porro's not in the squad, as he's still on recovery from the World Cup. All James Maddison, Mohamed Kudus and Dejan Kulusevski are still missing. Ahead of his first full season, Roberto De Zerbi will be hoping to see some encouraging signs this afternoon. Kick off at 3 o'clock in a bright and sunny North London for Tottenham v Hoffenheim.
Everton beat Newcastle midweek. They take on Lille today in front of TalkSport's Matt Jones.
And Jordan Pickford makes his first appearance since the World Cup as Everton gear up for their Premier League opener next weekend. The England #1 is back in goal after being afforded some extra time off following a 3 Lions run to the semi-finals. David Moyes also hands starts to new signing Hayden Hackney, who makes his home debut, and Tyler Dibling, who watched much of last season from the bench. Brennan Johnson, who arrived from Crystal Palace in a swap deal involving Dwight McNeil this week, is among the substitutes. In full, Pickford is in goal, then a back 4 of Roll, who's made his move here permanent, Tarkowski, Branthwaite and Mikalenko. Armstrong, Dewsbury, Hall and Hackney make up a new look midfield with Ndai, Barry and Dibling up top. As for Lille, a few recognisable names in their starting 11, not more so than ex-Arsenal striker Olivier Giroud. He captains a side that includes former Spurs defender Nabil Bentaleb and Kylian Mbappe's brother Ethan. It's Everton against Lille from 3.
I love that. David Moyes putting Hayden Hackney and Tyler Dibling in the same 11. Let's see if that happens in the Premier League. Now, Brentford also in action now as Frankfurt. And at this for TalkSport, Toby Gillies.
Not a bad summer for Brentford so far. Keep the big guns, Jordan Henderson apart, and strengthen every key area. 4 senior signings so far, a centre-back, centre-mid, on the wing and up front, with the possibility of more to come. Of those, we see record signing Mamadou Sangare from the starting midfield. Jake Anthony, Callum Wilson and Yannick Schuster are all on the bench. Igor Thiago leads the line. Maybe from Brentford's point of view, his poor World Cup showing in that Morocco draw helped keep the Wolves from the door in regards last season's 25-goal man. Michael Coyote starts at right back, while his famous long throw do the same damage this season as it did last. So stars and signings on show as they take on a Frankfurt side who slipped from European regulars with a disappointing 8th place Bundesliga finish last season. For them, the Newcastle and Man United link Hugo Larsson starts in midfield. World Cup winner Mario Götze is on the bench, fresh from signing a new contract that will keep him there till he's 36. From the T-Tech, it's Brentford against Eintracht Frankfurt.
And also worth noting that in an earlier kick-off there, hitting half-time, Chelsea 1, Real Sociedad 1, but the story there, Chelsea's goal scored by Morgan Rogers. They took the lead, but it's 1 apiece for Real Sociedad. Now, EFL Championship season getting underway. Let's go back to the riverside where Middlesbrough take on Lincoln and Danta with the borough manager, Kim Helberg.
Kim, thank you for your time. So close to kick-off. What did you learn from the players and the way they performed in the win against Wrexham here that kicked the season off, that you maybe didn't know already?
No, it was a lot of new players into the game. I'm very proud of how they performed from being here a very short amount of time. It's the same today, to be fair. We've been given 1 week more. There's a lot of new players into squad and team, so we have to work fast. We have to work hard on training pitch, and that's what we're trying to do. So it's not the end station for us this game. You have to develop through the season. That will be a key thing.
But it's clear that you have the faith in these new players because Radek's getting his first start today and Kyle as well in the team. So you must be very happy with what we've seen from them so far.
Absolutely. There's a lot of good players here, and that suits the game we're going to play now. So it's a combination of everything, but there's 2 good footballers, the 2 good lads, and they want here to compete. So I'm looking forward to see them on the pitch.
There you go, that's the Middlesbrough manager, Kim Helberg. Lucy Ward is at Middlesbrough Lincoln this afternoon, and they've spent some money. They came so close last season. Lampshire scored in the Carabao Cup last week. He's cost a lot of money to bring in from Spurs. Vitek in goal makes his debut today as well. So they've spent money. Clearly, the target, the aim, the expectation, Lucy, for Middlesbrough is Premier League next season.
Absolutely, and I think you have to say that Helberg did brilliantly when he came in. They obviously lost Hayden Hackney to Everton. They've used the money wisely. I think Berhalter as well in midfield. I watched him last week. Very, very good. The US international. I think he'll fit in very, very well. But Joseph came on for Lancashire last week and did well, and he's actually playing them both together. So very interesting. But he's obviously going for it. He's got the crowd behind him. But Lincoln won't be quite as easy as you think to beat, because they did really well last week too.
Yeah, the interesting thing with Borough last year, I think you're right, Kim Helberg did very well. But the big problem he had was nobody to score goals. They had all the ball, all the chances, they just could not score goals. So the pressure's on Will Lancashire. He's a young man. He's in a different part of the world to what he's used to. It's a big move for him in many different ways. So he's got to feel that pressure. It seems from his interviews like he's the kind of young man who can handle that with calm.
Yeah, you know, he's got a smile on his face. You know, he gets interviewed, he scores a goal last week and he's got a big smile on his face. He's enjoying every single minute. And last week he didn't always go for him. He got himself in front of goal and missed the sitter, but he just kept going and eventually got his goal. And I think that will settle him down, because these fans are desperate for a number 9 that'll score goals. It's like you said, they create chances, but what they tend to do is fall away right at the end, so they don't quite get over the line, whether it's in a playoff or whether it's automatic. They were in the automatic places for the majority of the season last season, and then just couldn't get over the line in the playoffs. And you know, we know that story, but they need a goal scorer, and Lancashire quite easily with that.
With Lincoln, they have lost their manager, they've lost their best player. I mean, they won the title in League 1 by 12 points. Cardiff were second. They've lost Jack Moylan, their best player, to Cardiff City. And that kind of tells you the situation Lincoln are in, where they're at in terms of their financial position and how much they've been punching above their weight. And a lot of that was down to Skubala, who is now here at Bristol City. And the big question for Lincoln is going to be not just how they cope without those 2 key figures in that title win last season, but will joint managers work? Chris Down and Tom Shaw, does a joint manager thing really work?
Well, be interesting. Their rise was built around stability. They have smart recruitment and they've got a clear identity. Now, the thing that you'd say about these two managers, they were both assistants under Scubala, and it's the continuity of that. It's all built around the collective and how they play. And it's amazing what happens when a group of players are coached properly and developed properly, and that's what they've done between them, whether it was all three of them, although we'll see what with this season. Scubala did well with them, and I think the statement put out by Lincoln City basically said, well, it was down to these two anyway, which I think is a little bit of a slight on Scubala. However, somebody will have to take the lead. You can't have two people making decisions, but they obviously work well together within that group last season. We'll see how it goes, but it is built on the foundation of the collective, and the recruitment has been very, very smart indeed.
Who do you say? People are talking about West Ham and Jarrod Bowen. Saw Wolves last night giving a scare because they got a draw. Who do you think's going up?
I don't think you can look past West Ham or Wolves, to be honest. Middlesbrough will have the same name. I think nobody's really talking about Southampton. I know they've had a points deduction, but I think they will get on the roll again. But it'll be interesting because I think it's quite wide open, really, particularly with the playoff places expanding. I think every single team, apart from a few at the bottom, will think, oh, we've got a chance of going up here.
Middlesbrough, Lincoln, they're met since April 1961. Lucy Ward is there for talk for. Dean Ashton is at Carrow Road. Norwich against West Brom. Nobody's talking about these two, are they? And in particular with Norwich, given Philip Clement's got a 50% or better win rate at his last 5 clubs, people should really be talking about Norwich, Dean, shouldn't they?
Yes, they should. I mean, clearly, the performances once he came into the football club was so dramatic. I think if you'd have given him another couple of weeks, they'd have been in the playoffs and probably had a big say in that as well. And almost since he's come in, I don't know whether it is him helping behind the scenes as well, or whether it is just Ben Napper and his team, but they've pretty much hit with every single transfer that they've made, and you can really see what the manager wants. He wants that length offensively, he wants a bit more youth in the side, and so Norwich fans should be so excited. The only sort of downside at the moment is just a few injuries to key players, to the strength of the squad and the forward line. It's probably the only disappointment at the moment.
Yeah, Ali Ahmed out for pretty much the season with an ACL was a massive blow for them, the Canadian international. So, as far as West Brom go, this has got to be better than last season. Ryan Mason and Eric Ramsey, they sent West Brom hurtling towards League One. James Morrison, fans love him anyway. He came in, sorted out the mess, and he's given them a reason to be optimistic.
He had to sort out the defence, and they were much improved under him towards the end of the season. They were so underperforming all of their data. Both boxes, they were underperforming. So actually, I think there's a lot to be excited about for West Brom fans. Maybe not necessarily playoffs as such, but don't rule it out, because of how big that underperformance was. A feel-good factor, some real youth in the side as well, which they probably haven't had for quite a while, with Price and Whitwell, and obviously Morgan as well, who you know very well, Abe, and I'm sure I'll be rooting for him after his time at Peterborough. So I think there's got to be a bit more optimism for West Brom.
Yeah, Jimmy J Morgan, a 9 and a 10 rolled into one, and when he really is on form, it feels like he's going to be unstoppable. Elsewhere, some team news in League One. The first sign Liam Kelly from MK Dons Player of the Year. He's on the bench for Bradford. Today, we lost some good players in the summer. Bradford, Max Mallett, and some Metcalf came to Millwall. Curtis Tilt as well. Huddersfield signed Archie Collins this week on a free. Reported to be on £15,000 a week in League One. Not even on the bench today. He hasn't had a pre-season really. He was training with his old club Exeter and not really had a full pre-season. And there's no David McGoldrick from Mansfield who take on Doncaster this afternoon in League One. Andy Byman, the former Derby and Villa striker, signed for Cheltenham in League Two under Steve Cottrell. Andy Byman only on the bench. He was only signed yesterday, to be fair, but surely he's got to be better than anything Cheltenham was. What a signing that is in League Two. Cheltenham take on Rotherham, who were relegated from League One last season. Well, the sight it is at Ashton Gate, sun shining, fans filling the stadium, and players out there getting ready under the blue sky with the sun beating down on this famous surface. A surface that's been in the Championship for way too long. They've last season. The first huddle before kick-off of the season is underway as Millwall break from theirs just before Bristol City, and we're about to take you around the grounds and bring you all the goals as they go in. It's what we do, it's what we've done for years on TalkSport, and we know that you love it. We don't just take you to one game, we'll take you to all of them. On TalkSport 2 right now, you get TalkSport 2 if you download the TalkSport app. You can swipe between TalkSport and TalkSport 2. Commentary of Middlesbrough against Lincoln. But we're around the grounds, all the goals as they go in here on TalkSport. This is Game Day Live as Millwall prepare to get this game underway to kick off the new season. The first Saturday afternoon 3 p.m. kickoffs of the brand new EFL season, and already you can hear the fans making the noise in the stands. That optimism will either be fueled or snuffed out. Let's see. We're underway. Tell you around the ground shortly. There's going to be drama, there's going to be goals, and we've got live commentary tomorrow of the Community Shield in Cardiff. Natalie Sawyer will be your host for Arsenal against Man City.
A new season, a fresh start, but the same old intense rivalry renewed.
Fans have really good energy around the place, so the internationals are back, and yeah, we can't wait to start competing.
Congratulations, Arsenal! You are champions of England once again.
Trophy is there, final is there. You are always there to win the game, so no friendly game at all.
Well, that's tomorrow on TalkSport. Arsenal against Man City Community Shields. We've got that live, and there's a couple of championship games on TalkSport 2 as well. 1:30, Southampton still up. Tom Rackett in charge. After all that happened at the end of last season, they go to Watford, and we've got live commentary of that on TalkSport 2. And then Burnley West Ham, 2 relegated sides, again live on TalkSport 2 for a 4 o'clock kickoff. Monday night on TalkSport 2, it's Cardiff against Wrexham. Cardiff, newly promoted, taking on Wrexham, who just missed out on the playoffs last season. That's live on TalkSport 2. And our usual Monday night studio show. When there's not a Premier League game on Monday night, we'll bring you a studio show. It's usually me. Darren Lewis will be with us. Stuart Pearce is with me on Monday night, as well as we look ahead to the forthcoming Premier League season. That's between 7 and 10 on TalkSport. When we're done on this show, by the way, is the Game Day phone-in, as ever, on a Saturday evening. You can get your calls in. The number is 03717 22 33 44. Make a note of that for 5:30. And the book classified check at 5:15 as well. Right, let's take you around the ground. Should we start here at Ashton Gate, where already the crowd have been lively. Lawrence Mora.
Yeah, Bristol City 0, Millwall 0. The atmosphere is absolutely snapping and crackling on this opening day of the season. And Millwall straight out the traps with a decent chance as well to Nagy on the edge of the area. Just found himself with a little bit of space to Millwall forward, and right-footed curled it low just past the post of Sam Tickle. Watched it go by. 5 Bristol City players making their league debuts this afternoon, so it's very much a new look Bristol City under their new manager, under their new sporting director as well, James Ellis, that they brought in from Arsenal. So but definitely a new era at Ashton Gate, and as Adrian was saying before kick-off, just hoping that it's the end of those 12 consecutive years in the Championship and a tilt at the Premier League. But with just 2 minutes on the clock, it's Bristol City 0, Millwall 0.
What I find interesting about the appointment of Skibala is that I don't think necessarily there were others in the front. John Mousinho was linked with the job as well. Michael Skibala has got the Bristol City job. Now, he won the title, and you can't take it away from him. They won it by 12 points. They were sensational, Lincoln, last season. But he won it by not having the ball. If you look at most of their games, they didn't have the majority of possession. Bristol City fans will be okay about that if Bristol City are in the top 2 or top 6 all season. But if they're not, they might start to wonder about the style of football.
Yeah, and that's Bristol City do like to kind of play that attacking possession style of football. Gerhard Struber in particular last season, Liam Manning before him, and that is the style that the fans enjoy watching. But I think after the last few seasons and the sort of nearlies and the not quites, that if they do get some results and they do get That's what it's all about at Bristol City, and really sort of pushing on. Ballard and Tolai are a force to be reckoned with. They've done it at League One. Can they step up and do it in the Championship? We were chatting to Don Ballard this week, just ahead of this game, and he was talking about how he's going to be a different type of player at Bristol City. He's going to be playing off Tolai rather than being the main man as Millwall swing in another corner. They've started really well, Millwall. A great season last year, but yeah, Ballard and Tolai and how they link up and how they work as a two rather than as the individual strikers they were for their respective clubs last season. It's going to be really fascinating to see.
Yeah, well, listen, they're goal scorers in League One. Can they transfer that to the Championship? Millwall have got a corner. Bristol City nil. Millwall take it to the Riverside on Talks 4. Lucy Ward and John Dunn.
Middlesbrough nil, Lincoln nil. 4 minutes gone. Lincoln in the second tier of English football for the first time in 65 years. Didn't get a touch in the opening 2 minutes, but from a free kick here on the left-hand side, bit of a goal-mouth scramble, came trying to reach on the end of the area. That shot was deflected away. Lincoln have themselves a corner. Middlesbrough beaten playoff finalists last season. They've lost Hayden Happy to Everton, but reinvested with the USA international Sebastian Berhalter in midfield. Will Latcher up front. Debuts today for Radek Vitek and Kyle Josie. As Middlesbrough then look to come forward, Lincoln will soak up that pressure. But Lincoln will see, you talked about it, continuity, momentum coming into this division. Only 5 minutes gone, they don't look out to play so far.
Absolutely. I mean, the difference between the two teams, you've got Borough who keep possession, get ready cycling it round and had it for a few minutes. Lincoln get it and make use of it, get it up the pitch, get players bopping around Draper. They got themselves a set piece, and they got a lot of goals from set pieces last year. They had a free kick the left side of the area that really caused problems for Borough, and this is a second corner now. So you see that Lincoln just make use of what they've got in terms of possession, and they look like they belong, to be honest.
And as I say, 2.5 minutes in, Lincoln I think had 2 touches. Number 1 was a goal kick, but that's how they built success last season. They'll be absolutely useless going into today's game as well.
Yeah, what Lincoln did last week against that, they started really quickly. They don't look afraid. They look quite happy with the collective, how strong they are. Like you said, momentum. It's how this season they get used to. They probably lose more than they win, whereas last season they were winning more than they were losing. And it's how you cope with that if you do go through a run, because you know what the Championship's like. You can get into a rut of losing, but these Lincoln players will put for it, that's for sure.
Lincoln's last league defeat was back in November. They've got a corner here, but they've also got a player down. Commentary is on Talk Sport 2. Middlesbrough nil, Lincoln nil.
Well, early goals. Cambridge United back into League One after promotion last season. Lead Wigan 1-0. Kevin Watts, the centre half, who had a loan spell at Wigan 4 years ago, has opened the scoring at the Abbey Stadium. Cambridge 1, Wigan 0. And also in League One, Huddersfield lead Wimbledon by a goal to nil. Martin Drury, the head coach at Huddersfield, he's got three assistant managers. They've been splashing a bit of cash this summer. Huddersfield, they lead Wimbledon 1-0. And in the National League, tough start to the season for Worthing, promoted from National League South last season. But they went to Carlisle and won last week 3-2, and they're leading Robbie Savage's Forest Green Rovers by a goal to nil this week already. Teddy Jenks has got the early goal on the south coast, just 12 miles up the coast from Brighton. Worthing 1, Forest Green 0 in the National League. Back to the Championship, to Carroll Road on Talksport. Dean Ashton and Mike Still.
Just over 7 minutes played. Norwich 0, West Brom 0. A bright and bustling start to this game amidst a fantastic atmosphere, and Norwich could have easily been in front a few moments ago when Kenny McLean combined really well with Anis Ben Slimani in the right channel of the penalty area. McLean, with the eventual low shot towards the far corner, was palmed away by Max O'Leary, and it's Norwich team that made the brighter start.
Yeah, it was a terrific move, exactly what Philip Clement would want against the very rigid 4-4-2 of West Brom. So he needs Slimani, he needs Kenny McLean to drift out of their position. It's a lovely bit of combination. It sat there beautifully for him. Just to really pump it side-footed into the far corner. He said it was a weak effort, really. O'Leary, easy save down to his right.
In the meantime, Motore has just sent a low cross into the penalty area. Much of the play concentrated in the right half of the field. That's the defensive part of West Brom, because Norwich are on top, although it's still Norwich 0, West Brom 0.
All the 3 o'clock early goals in the EFL are in the League One. There's another one as Wycombe Wanderers take the lead at Blackpool. Fred Onyedinma from the Millwall man with the goal. Blackpool 0, Wycombe 1. The last 7 meetings between these two sides at Bloomfield Road have been draws, but Wycombe leading at the moment. Let's head to the Valley in the Championship. Talk 14 Abraham.
minutes gone. Charlton 0, Derby 0. The only chance of note really fell to Charlton inside 2 minutes. A corner on the far side. Billy Camacho, the defender who was signed, French defender signed in the summer, making his debut today, put a header wide. But that had been taken by Craig Forsyth in the Derby defence. Went down after a bit of a challenge with Matt Godden. It's his 13th season at Derby. That is some record. Charlton 0, Derby 0.
Jack Pedro's for Chelsea back in front in their friendly with Real Sociedad. We'll take the Cracken Park on Talksport. Alex Crook.
Well, it's still Portsmouth 0, Queen's Park Rangers 0, but a really vibrant start from the home side in front of a raucous, pumpy crowd, as you would expect on the opening day of the season here on the sunny south coast. Adrian Segacic, 11 goals last season, whipped in an early corner. It was met by the head of Connor Shaughnessy. That poor effort in the end, though, ended up nearer the corner flag, but it did the back of the net. And we've just seen Luke Brooks-Smith with a stinging shot from 25 yards, well saved by Piers Charles, making his league debut for the visitors. Pompey 0, Queen's Park Rangers 0.
Hammer at Stoke on Talksport. Here's Dave Rowe.
Stoke City have just taken the lead. Stoke 1, Swansea 0, really that first. Apple on goal in the game. The first time they've really come forward, and Eric Bogat in the area has turned and found home into the corner to put Stoke in front. Good play by Rigo on the ball in the first place, and Bogat sliding in to slap the ball home and put Stoke ahead. Swansea have really been on top with some really big play in the early stages. Good big play Morningwood, Apoku and Yo Anton Nickmark 2-5. Josh Timon, but Stoke's first effort has seen them score through Eric Bogat. It's Stoke 1, Swansea 0.
As they go in on Talksport, and is it going to be Stoke's year? Since relegation from the Premier League in 2018, they were relegated with Swansea from the Premier League that season. Stoke have not finished in the top half of the Championship table. Indeed, last season was an absolute shambles for them. They were second in November and then won only 7 of their next 32 games, ended up 17th. Last 3 seasons, Stoke City 17th, 18th, 17th. Not good enough, but it started well this afternoon. Stoke 1, Swansea 0 into League 1. Let's go to East London, to Leighton Orient, Sam Allardyce.
Leighton Orient 0, Sheffield Wednesday 0, but the home side should be ahead of Cambridge. Did so well for the home side in midfield, winning the ball, carrying the ball a long way through midfield. El Mazouni was the space to his right. He was played in one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and he couldn't keep his composure and shot over the bar. That was the best chance of the half, falling to the home side Leighton Orient. For the away side, Harry Gray on loan from Leeds to well to find space down the left-hand side, able to cross into the box where the Angola was at the back post. His effort went into the side netting. Just off of both sides, 11 gone. Leighton Orient 0, Sheffield Wednesday 0.
And Bristol City going close, but not close enough. Stays 0-0 here in the National League. Sutton 1, Altrincham 0. Altrincham lost at home to Southend last week. You might remember around this time last season, the Barnet manager Dean Brennan hammering his keeper Owen Evans as the Bees lost at home to Fleetwood. Owen Evans was in goal for Altrincham last week. Dawdled with the ball at his feet, gifted Southend a goal. To be fair, his manager Neil Gibson described him as one of the best with the ball at his feet. Told him to carry on doing what he's doing. Sutton 1, Altrincham 0. Back to League 1. Let's go to Oakwell on Talksport. Aaron Condola.
But it's still Barnsley 0, Bromley 0. No clear-cut chances as yet, but Barnsley new signing of Curacao international Tyrese Noslin. He's looked sharp on the turn, always looking to break into the final third. I know we're only 11 or 12 minutes into the new League 1 season, but he is certainly a player to watch out for as the campaign unfolds. Bromley are struggling to get a hold in this game, but the width provided by Pinnock and Whiteley is something certainly for the home side to keep an eye out for. Still plenty of time, of course, for the third-tier team to get used to the new league. 11 minutes gone here at Oakwell, where it's Barnsley 0, Bromley 0.
And a goal at the Riverside for Lucy Water, jumped on.
12 minutes gone, Middlesbrough 0, newly promoted Lincoln 1. It is Adam Reach with a brilliant finish. Lincoln building down the right. Jeffrey's cross was put back to Reach to the left of the D, just inside the penalty area. Caught it sweetly. First time it's gone, the debutant goalkeeper Ranit Vitek. And it is no more than Lincoln deserved.
Tell you what, John, Lincoln have been absolutely brilliant. Adam Reach didn't celebrate, even though it was a fantastic goal, obviously brought up in the Borough Academy. So I just think that Lincoln are very impressive. So they they defend with 5, but they attack with 5 as well. They get the ball up the pitch, they get bodies around, Draper. So it was a long ball up to Draper, little nod down, cross into the box. It came to Reach, who just side-footed it home. Honestly, the way that they're playing is absolutely impressive. Lincoln, they're not scared, they're not crying about coming here, and they don't mind getting bodies around the box, set pieces and the like, and they're certainly controlling this game now.
You can hear the frustration already against about the Middlesbrough fans. This place was rocking pre-match. It is deadly silent now, and you can't not be impressed by Lincoln.
Yeah, it's about being efficient with the ball, and what Lincoln are, they don't have the ball a lot, but what they do with it is terrific. Borough have it a lot, and they haven't really created that much just yet.
Commentary on Talk Sport 2. It is Middlesbrough 0, Lincoln 1.
Oh, Millwall wanted a penalty here, but Lawrence Moore, they haven't got one.
No, Sam Tickle, the Bristol City goalkeeper, just hesitated, started to go for the ball, then went back. Coburn took his opportunity, raced onto the Millwall forward. He's pushed by a goalkeeper who spread himself in that kind of Schmeichel-esque way, but he hasn't touched Coburn. The referee was just a mere few metres away, so he had a great view of it, and he's deemed that as a dive. Coburn's been put. He looks absolutely frustrated, the Millwall striker. Bristol City get away with it a little bit and clear it up the pitch.
Wow, stays 0-0. Coburn was fuming, had his head in his hands, couldn't believe he hadn't got a penalty, but instead he got himself a booking. Let's go to the championship game at Fratton Park. That's a goal there, Alex Brooke.
And the home fans are going wild because it's Portsmouth 1, Queen's Park Rangers 0. And I'm not exaggerating, Adrian. You will not see a better finish on the opening weekend of the AFL season. Terry Devlin, 30 yards out, right-footed curler, beyond Piers Charles, into the top corner. It is a beauty. Portsmouth 1, QPR 0.
Yeah, he's a star for them, the full-back, wing-back. Terry Devlin, Portsmouth 1, QPR 0. The goals as they go in. Stockport lead at Plymouth 1-0 in League One. Jack Diamond, Stockport, who missed out on promotion last season. Change manager Jimmy McNulty in for Dave Challoner. And already they lead 1-0 at Plymouth on day one of the season. Tamworth at 1-0 in the National League as well. Let's get to a friendly at the G-Tech. Goals there, Toby Gillis.
Brentford 2, Eintracht Frankfurt 0. 2 set pieces, 2 goals. Where have you ever heard that before about Brentford? The first one came in the second minute. Cleared to King Lewis Potter, dinked in, headed down. Kevin shot a touchstone from close range. 10 minutes later it was 2, and the record signing Mamadou Sangare's got it. A clearance from a corner coming out to Sangare. One touch which set up beautifully. Left foot volley. Kawa Santos, the Frankfurt keeper, let it slip through him. But that did not matter to Sangare, already endearing himself to the home faithful. Brentford 2, Eintracht Frankfurt 0.
And let's go to Spurs. What's happening there, Tom Clayton?
18 minutes on the clock here, Spurs 0, Hoffenheim 0, and the most opportunities so far have come from the away side. Adam Klozak with 2 shots in the area in quick succession in the last few minutes. His first one was just over the top of the crossbar, his second one just a moment ago hit the top of the crossbar, and Spurs are counting their lucky stars. And to be honest, in this game it's been frantic back and forth between the two sides, both very keen to attack very freely in this game. But the defence has not been fantastic. No goals at the moment, though, between Tottenham and Hoffenheim. 18 minutes gone.
And to Everton, friendly there, Matt Jones.
It's Everton 0, Lille 0 with 17 minutes gone, but Everton have been by far the better side in this game so far. They've got all the chances. Barry's had a deflected strike save. Roller's cut inside and seen his strike towards the near post stop. And Dibbling then the best of the lot, cutting inside on his left foot, curling towards the top corner. The goalkeeper doing well to tip it away. It's interesting to see how Everton have set up with this new look midfield, and it's basically a 4-1-4-1 formation. Hackney is sitting the deepest of them all, and then the other 4, Dewsbury Hall among them, supporting Barry up top. It's Everton 0, Lille 0.
Let's give you the scores. Championship earlier live on TalkSport. Village Bolton 2, Preston 1. I'll give you the games with goals. Middlesbrough 0, Lincoln 1. And of course it was going to be Adam Reach against his first club. Middlesbrough 0, Lincoln 1. Portsmouth 1, QPR 0. Stoke 1, Swansea 0. Sheffield United Birmingham at 5:30 is live on TalkSport 2. It'll be the phone-in on TalkSport. League 1 results, Notts County 1, Leicester 1. Leicester fans not happy. Oxford 2, MK Dons 2, Reading 3, Luton 4. Hat-trick for Jack Marriott on day 1 for Reading against his old club. It's a 96-minute winner for Luton's Gideon Codger. Blackpool 0, Wycombe 1, Cambridge 1, Wigan 0. Huddersfield have gone 2-0 up against Wimbledon, and both of them for Lorenzo Sanchez Fernandez, the Dutch striker. He's actually a winger, I think. Huddersfield Sunderland, who have got to be many people's favourites for relegation, came close last season. Stockport lead 1-0 at Plymouth, the rest are goalless in League 1. And in League 2, Newport 3, Rochdale 0 was a result. Oldham 2, Port Vale 0 was also a result. And in the National League, goals, they all kicked off at 3 o'clock these. A goal for Sutton who lead Altrincham 1-0, Tamworth 1, Fylde 0, and Worthing lead Forest Green by a goal to 0. Goal in League 1 at Orient, Sam Ellards.
It goes to the away side and it goes completely against the run of play. 19 gone. It's Leighton Orient 0, Sheffield Wednesday 1. Sheffield Wednesday take the lead, and it is a moment that the goalkeeper Baxter will not want to see again. A simple left-footed clearance. He looks to launch up the pitch, but Slattery does really, really well. He closes him down, he works him hard, and then when the goalkeeper tries to clear, it comes off the Sheffield Wednesday attacker and goes into the back of the net. 19 gone, Leighton Orient 0, Sheffield Wednesday 1.
Goals as they go in, it's back, it's Game Day Live on TalkSport.
Fantasy EFL is live. Can you predict the unpredictable? Across the EFL, anything can happen. Anyone can beat anyone. From the first whistle to the final twist, every moment matters. Real football, unforgettable moments, 30-yard screamers, goalkeeper goals. Back your club, build your team, celebrate every point. Fantasy EFL, play now.
At Lidl, we believe everybody deserves great deals on quality fresh fruit and veg. That's why we have Pick of the Week. Get up to 30% off 6 delicious fruit and veg items each week, with 3 of them on offer with Lidl Plus. Scan your app to save. Lidl, more to value. 18 plus GB only. T's and C's apply. See lidl.co.uk/LPTV while stocks last.
Dream Team is the Sun's fantasy football game, and it's back to make every moment matter this season. From clean sheets to cards, assists, and the all-important goals. Just pick a team that picks up points, and you can win a top prize of £60,000. Download the free app to make every moment matter with the Sun Dream Team. T's and C's apply. 18 plus only.
The meal deal plus from McDonald's. Buy yourself a mayo chicken or cheeseburger with medium fries, a selected drink, and one of 5 bonus salads, like 4 McNuggets or a mini McFlurry, all for $5.59.
Now that's saver satisfaction. For 11 a.m. not on delivery. Includes a selected saver menu burger, medium fries, selected drink, and a selected bonus salad. Price and anticipation remain.
All you can eat football. Game Day Live. TalkSport.
National League season got underway last weekend. Yeovil had 9 new players in this starting lineup as they conceded a 90th minute equaliser at Stockport. They've taken the lead against Carlisle. Many people's tips for the title. They lost at home last week to Worthing Carlisle United. They're at Yeovil today, 1-0 down. Stephen Walker with the goal. Round the grounds we go in the championship, starting here at Ashton Gate alongside me, Lawrence Moore.
Bristol City 0, Millwall 0, 22 minutes gone, and it has been all action from the start of this game. We've also seen the new laws that are aimed at speeding up the pace of the game being implemented really to the letter. Firstly, Jensen in the Millwall goal, penalised for taking too long with his goal kicks. He tried to just slow that pace down a little bit. Bristol City awarded a corner, and then the visitors took too long over a throw-in. That was overturned too. Alex Neil, the Millwall manager, going absolutely berserk in the test. But those are the new rules, Alex. There we go. Listen, Ballard has had a great effort for Bristol City. He's a really lively from Matolai so far. He combined with his new strike partner, but flashed his shot left-footed just wide of the upright. And Millwall at the other end, that penalty shot we told you about. Coburn going through, rounding the goalkeeper, but taking a little dive on his way through, and he was booked for that. But with 22 minutes gone, it's Bristol City 0, Millwall 0.
Goal though at the Valley, Ian Abrams.
Charlton 0, Derby 1. Sammy Smollett has the goal. It was Colin Morris who made the run down the left-hand side. Just got to the edge of the area. Laid it inside to Smollett. Smollett had a player outside him. He was never going to pass the ball onto his right foot and beyond Will Mannion into the back of the net. They've had a couple of chances, Derby, and let them go a bugging. Not this one for Sammy Smollett. Charlton 0, Derby 1.
And another goal at Stoke, Dave Rowe.
Equal for Swansea, Stoke 1, Swansea 1. Joseph Opoku has got it from the right-hand side, really well constructed Swansea goal as well. Bolton with the first touchdown, the left-handing Musa Yeo scampering free. He pulled the ball across the area from the left with a flick on in the area. They fell to the back stick and slammed in by Joseph Opoku back to the square. Stoke 1, Swansea 1.
Millwall want another penalty, this time for handball. They are not going to get it. And Bristol City have got a 3-on-1 and have completely and utterly wasted. The ball in from the left, Lawrence Mora, was a shocker.
Ballard, what a moment for him. Left, he had you charging up on the right-hand side. He had Jason Knight flying into the penalty area, and Ballard's left foot has let him down. He has absolutely spooned it away for a goal kick. And there'll be points of relief. Millwall still chuntering about a potential handball in the other box as Rob Atkinson tried to clear, but a referee played on. No penalty there. Bristol City 0, Millwall 0.
I hope Alex Neil is angry at his own players for not knowing the new rules rather than at the officials who are simply implementing the new rules. The throw-in that they took too long over, by the way. Bristol City got the throw-in and they took the foul try. Well done, Bristol City. Let's go to the Riverside. Lucy Ward and John Dunn.
Middlesbrough 0, Lincoln 1. Lincoln back in the second tier of English football for the first time in 65 years, and a sweet strike from Adam Reach, north-east born, came through the Middlesbrough academy, played over 70 appearances. It's his goal that separates them, but Lincoln certainly not sat back on that lead, but stayed on the front foot, causing all kinds of problems from set pieces and long throws. Middlesbrough have finally had an effort on target. It was a header from Addisel Mandala from a Berhalter free kick that was saved by Wiggins in the Lincoln goal. But the fans' frustration is growing. Their biggest strength is keeping the ball, and Middlesbrough aren't doing that.
No, I mean, they've had the most possession, but what Lincoln are doing is forcing Middlesbrough into mistakes, giving the ball away, and that's because they're pressing. I've talked about them attacking in a 5. It doesn't really matter which 5 it is, but they go and they chase the ball and they stop Middlesbrough from passing that ball forward, and it's worked to some extent. The quality of the chances that Middlesbrough have are pretty low. When they do attack, Lincoln will drop very quickly, deny space in behind, block everything up, and then they run out of ideas, Middlesbrough, and wherever they have the ball, Middlesbrough, it's in places that can't hurt Lincoln. So at the moment, the game plan for Lincoln is working. They're getting bodies up the pitch, they're getting the ball in there, set pieces, corners, and they're causing problems.
It's the challenge for Lincoln, keeping this high energy for the full 90 minutes.
Absolutely. I tell you what, the other thing that they do, John, is get away from the time limit for throw-ins by not getting a throw-in taker up there quick enough. That's how they slow it down. So whoever's taking a throw-in just takes an 8 to get there, and then they pick it up and take it quickly. So that's the way of getting around it.
26 minutes gone. Commentary on TalkSport 2. Middlesbrough 0, Lincoln 1.
Back to Orient goal there, Sam Allard.
Leighton Orient 1, Sheffield Wednesday 1. The home side equalised. Brilliant free kick from the right-hand side. It was flicked on, and Joseph Olowu in the right place at the right time. Instinctive first-time finish to bring the home side level. 26 minutes gone. Leighton Orient 1, Sheffield Wednesday 1.
Goal in League 2, Barnet League, Salford City 1-0. Sheen Gallagher with it. Barnet finished 8th, 2 points off the playoff. Salford have spent massively this summer. Carl Robinson sacked after the playoff final shocker. Peter Klanowski, who's worked with Ange Postecoglou, has come in at Salford. They signed Macaulay Langstaff from Millwall, paying way more than a number of League One sides who also wanted to sign him. So the big money being spent by Salford, but they're a goal down at Barnet already. Barnet 1, Salford 0. Let's go to Norwich on TalkSport. Dean Ashton and Mike Sewell.
27 minutes played, Norwich 0, West Brom 0. Norwich made a bright start. They nearly scored inside the first 4 minutes when Kenny McLean did a 1-2 with Anis Ben Slimani. His shot eventually saved by Max O'Leary. And then as we got beyond the 10th minute, West Brom got themselves into the game. And since then, they've combated Norwich's threat and also been more productive themselves inside the Norwich half team.
They've kept the ball well, West Brom, when they've had it, and then they've sat in and been really organised to frustrate Norwich, but Norwich have been so slow in their approach. Kenny McLean drops in to add an extra centre-back to allow the full-backs to go wide, but then you've got less players in midfield to play through that blockade of West Brom, who are more than comfortable, although West Brom have had near to nothing in terms of goalmouth action, so at the moment kind of cancelling each other out. And not a lot of speed to the game.
West Brom do have a free kick right in front of us on the left wing, which is curled in towards the edge of the 6-yard area and eventually comes off the West Brom player and bounces over Vladan Kovacevic's crossbar. It's Norwich 0, West Brom 0.
Well, I hear Ashley Gay, Bristol City 0, Millwall 0. I've just seen something quite extraordinary on the touchline. Alex Neil, the Millwall manager, a player, one of his own players, was right in front of him, the other side of the whitewash, was kind of crouching down, looking like he was injured, and Alex Neil just told him to drop to the floor. And that's right in front of the 4 fourth official. Then they have a big board meeting about substitutions. How is the fourth let that happen, Lawrence Moore? I don't get it at all.
Yeah, I think, look, this is a bedding in period, right? This is where this type of tactics that have gone before are still being implemented, and they're not within the rules and laws of the game that have been changed. But yeah, they have made a substitution. Aziz, who's a big player, obviously, for Millwall, and whether he remains there during this transfer window, we don't know. But Lisby's come on for his league debut. That is a blow to Millwall, though, to lose funny Aziz like that. But yeah, that is not allowed anymore. But it is right in front of the fourth official. I guess, having had lots of his ear chewed a lot so far this afternoon, whether he's just going to let that one go for the sake of keeping the game going.
Maybe acknowledging the situation and just letting it run, I guess. Carell Lisby, summer signing, is Kevin Lisby had a long spell at Millwall 16 years ago, but no more to being a Charlton man. Carell Lisby scored 2 hat-tricks in a bad side last season in League One. Can he transfer that to the Championship? Goals elsewhere. Colchester 1 for Accrington in League 2. Mansfield 1, Doncaster 0. Rhys Oates is fit and fine, and he's got the goal for the Stags as they lead 1-0 in League 1. Also in League 1, Stockport go 2-0 at Plymouth. Kyle Wooten on the score sheet in the National League. Wilkestone 0, Harrogate 1. Brad Dollahan with the goal. Huddersfield 2-0 up in their game in League 1, but they've just had Ballymumba, their left wing back, sent off already. What an opening day of the season for him. Huddersfield 2, Wimbledon 0. Huddersfield goes down to 10 men. Let's go to the Valley in the Championship on Talksport. Ian Abrahams.
Half an hour gone, Charlton 0, Derby 1. Sammy Smollick's goal still separates these two sides, but Derby have real control of this game now, stroking the ball around really nicely without any sort of panic and at some sort of pace. Charlton, you feel like everything they do is just overly rushed, and they're not really thinking about it. And one effort they had from Matty Godden was nearer the corner flag than the goal itself. Charlie Taylor's had a shot blocked at Derby, who, as I say, at the moment are good value for their lead here. Charlton 0, Derby 1.
We're taking you to Fratton Park on Talksport. Alex Crook.
And it's still Portsmouth 1, Queen's Park Rangers 0, courtesy of that screamer in the 15th minute from Terry Devlin. John Massinio, the Pompey manager, really upbeat when he joined us on the 10 o'clock programme yesterday, and you can understand why. Watching this performance, the home side have been completely dominant, could arguably be even further ahead. Zach Swanson looking at a teasing cross from the left-hand side to the far post. The blue signing Abu Kamara was inches away from connecting with. And then a few moments ago, the dangerous Adrian Segacic, he latched onto Colby Bishop's clever flick over the top of the Rangers defence, whipped to the low cross that Brooke Smith could not quite connect cleanly with, and in the end it was relatively routine for Piers Charles. But Pompey very much on top. Portsmouth 1, QPR 0.
Accrington equaliser home to Colchester 1-1. Charlie Caton. York 0, Bristol Rovers 1. Clinton Mola after half an hour for Steve Evans' side. And Cheltenham lead Rotherham 1-0. Charlie McCann with the goal. We'll take you to Stoke on Talksport. Dave Rowe.
Stoke 1, Swansea 1. That's about right for the first half hour of play, although Stoke will be frustrated. They were in front through Eric Bowcat's goal, and they missed a couple of chances to double their lead before Swansea equalised. Those two Stoke moments coming first of all from Silver Thomas moving an effort wide after a lovely ball at the top by the debutant Ethan Galbraith, who, by the way, is being roundly booed by the Swansea fans. They did get very good money for him, and then shortly after that, Gallagher couldn't control an attempted through ball by Milian Manu. But Swansea have played some good stuff here, and no great surprise, they're back on level terms through the Ghanaian Joseph Opoku. Stoke 1, Swansea 1.
Solihull Moors 0, Boston 1 in the National League. Lennon Wilden with the goal. Corner for Bristol City is cleared by Millwall. Stays 0-0 here into League 1 to Oakville. Here's Alan Condola.
Well, it's still Barnsley 0, Bromley 0. Both sides have had big opportunities. Bromley came close on the 15th minute mark after some really poor defending at the back. A short back pass was directly put into Pinnock's path, one-on-one against the goalkeeper, and he's thrust it straight at the goalkeeper, Ravenhill. Then on the half an hour mark, just moments ago, Barnsley fullback Ali Kay smashed a 25-yard effort which crashed against the crossbar. Still waiting for the breakthrough goal, but both sides are playing with some real intent. 33 minutes gone here at Oakville. It's still Barnsley 0, Bromley 0.
Back to Fratton Park in the Championship. Alex Crook.
Well, I told you Pompey were well on top, so what do you know? It's an equaliser totally against the run of play. Portsmouth 1, Queen's Park Rangers 1. Elias Chair has just swept in from the edge of the 6-yard box. Really poor defending from Pompey. It was Ibu Adams who
the right-hand side. It came back out to the edge of the area, and Bengu, I think it was, who floated the ball in. Nobody picked up share in front of those travelling boards from Loftus Road. It's now Pompey 1, Queen's Park Rangers 1. Goals as they go in the Championship then. Derby 1 up at Cheltenham, Lincoln 1 up at Middlesbrough, Portsmouth 1, QPR 1, Stoke 1, Swansea 1. Goals here at Bristol City and at Norwich as well. In League 1 we're at Leyton Orient. Sam Ellards.
Leyton Orient 1, Sheffield Wednesday 1. The away side took the lead when the Orient keeper Nathan Baxter, looking to launch the ball up the field, was closed down by Callum Slattery. The keeper's clearance goes in off the Wednesday attacker. Not long after that though, the home side were level. Brilliant free kick from the right hand side. It was split goal and Joseph Alomu was unmarked at the back post. Really nice first time finish into the bottom corner. End to end game of football. 34 gone. Leyton Orient 1, Sheffield Wednesday 1.
Let's go to the Spurs friendly at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. TalkSport's Tom Clayton.
35 minutes on the clock here. Tottenham 1, Hoffenheim 0. We've just seen the first goal of the pre-season for Richarlison, and it's a goal that we've seen many times for Liverpool, with a ball flung out towards Andy Robertson on the left. He checks in and then puts it into the middle of the penalty area where the striker gets on the end of it. This time Richarlison, first time shot, plants it in the back of the net as Tottenham come forward once again. They've looked strong down the right hand side with Mikey Moore and Andy Robertson as well. Also look very impressive in the lily whites of Spurs. Just stay with me for a second as the ball goes out for a corner. Actually, we'll come back to you later on. 36 minutes on the clock now. Spurs 1, Hoffenheim 0.
Louis Abreu scored a second for Cambridge United, who lead Wigan 2-0 in League 1. Now, what's going on here at Ashton Gate, Lawrence Mora?
Bristol City 0, Millwall 0, 35 gone, but Adam Randall will be making a walk towards the touchline because he's been red carded. He was booked earlier in the half, and then just a few more seconds ago, he got on a tussle with Coburn right in the middle of the Millwall half. The big striker bustled him and turned him and twisted away, and it was just one of those little niggly fouls where he pulls him back as the striker's going away, disrupts the play. The referee's on the spot, brandishes his yellow card, and there it is. That is your 2 yellows. You are off Adam Randall, and he's made his way down the touchline. And Bristol City, who've been on the attack and been on the front foot, now down to 10 players, and it was such a soft red card, really. But Randall only got himself to blame. If you're on a yellow, don't do it. Bristol City 0, Millwall 0.
40 minutes ago, all that optimism.
That's not gone yet. It's a long way to go.
Unbelievable. Sent off day one, and it was absolutely silly. But it was so innocuous that I didn't really concentrate on it enough to think it'd be a red, but absolutely the referee has got that bang on. Goals elsewhere. Fleetwood 1-0 up at Chesterfield. Ched Evans with the goal, former Chesterfield player. Tranmere 1, Shrewsbury 0. Jordan Davis, Shrewsbury assistant. Dave Edwards, a guest with us live at Molyneux on TalkSport last night, and Grimsby leading Exeter by a goal to 0. Harvey Rogers scored the goal for the Mariners, who were beaten in the playoff semi-finals last season. Let's go to Everton. There's a friendly going on up there for Matt Jones.
And it's still Everton 0, Lille 0. Everton continuing to be the coming force in this game, and all that's good from them from an attacking point of view is coming through Ilman Ndiaye, who is really enjoying driving inside. He had one run that led to a sweeping pass out to Tyler Dibling, who once more cut inside and had a low shot. This time it was straight at the goalkeeper. We've also seen Armstrong send a header over the bar, and John Pickford committed a foul because he held on to the ball for 8 seconds, or more than 8 seconds, and a corner was awarded. That's something he's going to have to tighten up on. A bit of a worry for Lille, meanwhile. Olivier Giroud went down with a knee injury. He tried to continue. 5 or so minutes later, he had to go off, so he has been substituted. Everton 0, Lille 0.
Gerard Pedro in the second. The Chelsea Spurs as Chelsea lead Real Sociedad 3-1 in a friendly. Let's go to Brentford. What's going on there? Toby Gillies.
Brentford 2, Eintracht Frankfurt 0, with 2 goals in the first 12 minutes from Kevin Charter and Mamadou Sangare. The difference between the two sides, but frankly Brentford absolutely battering the Germans. They simply can't deal with Dango Ouattara and Igor Thiago's pace and strength up top. Ouattara in particular guilty of missing one really good chance from a cutback, and then went one-on-one with the keeper, but decided to try to square it to Thiago, and Robin Koch, the former Leeds man, was back to clear away. Brentford battering Frankfurt though. It's Brentford 2, Eintracht Frankfurt 0.
Let's give you the latest scores then in the 3 o'clock games up and down the country. Here at Ashton Gate, it's getting a little bit niggly and nasty. Bristol City 0, Millwall 0, but Bristol City down to 10 men, 2 yellows for Adam Randall on day 1. Charlton 0, Derby 1, Middlesbrough 0, Lincoln City 1. Norwich 0, West Brom 0, Portsmouth 1, QPR 1, Stoke 1, Swansea 1, Sheffield United Birmingham is live on Talksport 2 at 5:30. In League 1, goals at Barnsley, Bradford and at Burton. Wycombe lead at Blackpool by a goal to 0. Cambridge 2, Wigan 0. Huddersfield 2, Wimbledon 0, but Huddersfield down to 10 men. Leyton Orient 1, Sheffield Wednesday 1, Mansfield 1, Doncaster 0, and Plymouth 0, Stockport 2. In League 2, Accrington 1, Colchester 1, Barnet 1, Salford 0, Cheltenham 1, Rotherham 0, Chesterfield 0, Fleetwood 1, Grimsby 1 up on Exeter, Tranmere League, Shrewsbury 1-0, Bristol Rovers 1 at York, the rest are goalless. And in the National League, Solihull Moors 0, Boston 1, Southend 1 up on Scunthorpe, Sutton United lead Altrincham 1-0, Tamworth 1, Fylde 0, Wealdstone 0, Harrogate 1, Worthing 1, Forest Green 0, and Yeovil 1, Carlisle 0. It's Game Day Live, back on Talksport.
Big Arch just got bacon. More smokiness, more crispiness, more deliciousness. With juicy beef, cheddar cheese and that Big Arch sauce. Now topped with crispy bacon. The Big Arch just got bacon.
So 28th September 2026, set from 11 a.m, subject to availability.
Football's back, and you can bring home a match-winning lineup of Sky Sports, Sky TV, and Netflix all in one place. Enjoy 1,500 matches this season on Sky Sports. Spectacular! Epic drama on Sky.
Oh no, looking forward to it.
And top comedy with The Walk on Netflix.
Golf is easy!
Head to sky.com for more. Requires Sky Stream and relevant Sky TV subscriptions. Minimum broadband speed of 25 megabits per second recommended, 18 plus, all content available from October.
Switch it up this summer with Ford. Take to the streets with looks that thrill. Complete a test drive in August, and you could get up to £1,500 off with our Welcome to Ford promotion and discover other offers across the range. Search Ford Test Drive event to book and find out more. Steal the scene this summer. Ready, set, Ford. Available to customers looking to switch to Ford or upgrade an older Ford model. New cars registered by the 30th of September.
It's the debut for the new Premier League season. Sunday afternoon, the FA Community Shield live on Talksport.
Arsenal versus Manchester City.
Coverage from 1, kick-off 3 p.m. Sunday afternoon, the FA Community Shield live on Talksport.
Couple of championship goals for you starting here at Ashton Gate. Lawrence Mora.
Bristol City 0, Millwall 1. Josh Coburn is off the mark for the season. 9 last year, and he's got his first, tapping home in the 6-yard box. And it was all down the right-hand side as Millwall attacked. The ball into the corner. Lisby was after it like a flash. He got to the byline, pulled his cross in, and Coburn had gone really well. He did well, the centre forward, got across his markers and played the ball into the back of the net. It was a simple finish. But Bristol City not coping with going down to 10 men. Adam Randall disappearing out of midfield. Greenwood's dropped in, but it is not working at all. Bristol City 0, Millwall 1.
Well, these are the kind of problems Skripala has got to tackle. He's got to tackle them well. You can't have, especially at home, the idea is you make it a fortress. This is a tough start, let's not forget. Millwall were in the playoffs last year, and maybe, they finished third, they may be unlucky not to make it into the playoff final, just didn't get it right against Hull. So it's a tough start for Skripala, his first game at championship level, but, I mean, Adam Randall's just been stupid, he's probably cost him the game.
Yeah, it does feel like that, certainly at the moment. In fact, his sending off has left Greenwood going back into centre midfield and Ballard coming out to the left. So Skripala doesn't want to make any substitutions yet. He wants to keep his strikers on that he's spent a lot of money on, and he wants to keep them playing. But is Ballard a left winger and doing the job there? Can Greenwood go and play in that centre midfield role? He is more of a wide player or a 10. So yeah, we'll have to see. But at the moment, Millwall, they've got their noses in front. Their fans are absolutely buoyant behind the goal, and Bristol City are right up against it.
Bristol City 0, Millwall 1, and City down to 10 men. There's a goal at Bratton, another one there, Alex Brook.
And it's now Portsmouth 1, Queen's Park Rangers 2. What a turnaround. 2 goals in 7 minutes from the visitors. Elias Chair scored the first. He had a hand in the second, releasing Koki Saito down the left-hand side. But Saito given far too much time by the home defence to make his way into the penalty area. When he eventually got his shot away, it appeared to take a double deflection off Rocco Shea and Terry Devlin, the Pompey goal scorer. Totally wrong footing. Nicholas Schmidt in goal. And it is now Portsmouth 1, Queen's Park Rangers 2.
Salford are 2-0 down at by Charlie Lakin with the second 3 minutes before the 45 were up. I'm wondering if Carl Robinson was sacked after one really bad game in playoff final. Does the new manager get sacked after one really bad game on the opening day? Is that how Salford City operates? I wonder. Right, let's take you to the Riverside on SourceSport. Lucy Ward and John Dunn.
Last minute of normal time, it's at Middlesbrough 0, Lincoln 1 in the first half. Adam Reach against his former club after 12 minutes, giving the newly promoted side of the league. Middlesbrough now starting to come into this one. Will Lancashire, a debut goal in the cup last week. Well, he nearly scored on his league debut here. A Kante cross from a deep position. Lancashire Atmosley Taylor header from about 6 yards out. Brilliant save by George Wickens in the Lincoln goal. Leo Castledine, a jinking run down the left, got to the byline. A ball agonisingly almost across the goal line. Missed 3 Middlesbrough players, missed 2 Lincoln players. Finally, one of them was able to get the clearance away. Morgan Whittaker for the Borough. A jinking run into the box, went down looking for the penalty. Clearly wasn't, but Middlesbrough definitely improving.
Yeah, I mean, it took Middlesbrough probably 30-odd minutes to work out that they needed to pass the ball longer past the press. And as soon as they did that, get it up to Joseph and Lancashire, then they just caused problems for the centre-backs, 3 centre-backs for Lincoln. But just a great save from Carl Joseph by Wickens in the Lincoln goal. And they're hanging on really at the end of this first half, Lincoln. But I have to say, the game plan has worked very, very well. They've pressed well, they've defended well when they have to. Borough will be disappointed if they go in and it's not 1-1 at half-time.
We've just got into 3 minutes of injury time. Commentary on TalkSport 2, Middlesbrough 0, Lincoln 1.
Goal in the National League AFC final equaliser, Tamworth 1-1. Danny Ormerod is fit. I can't believe he's still at file. They won National League North last season. He got 28 goals, 11 assists. Has to be on the radar of EFL clubs. Danny Ormerod with the goal equaliser in the National League. Half-time at Carrow Road in the Championship. Dean Ashton and Mike Saul.
Good timing, yes. Norwich City 0, West Bromwich Albion 0. Norwich made a very bright start to this game. A nicely crafted 1-2 between Kenny McLean and Anis Ben Slimani. Ended with McLean's shot being saved by Max O'Leary. He's had to be alert a few times, the West Brom goalkeeper, to deny Fisher. And then he and Callum Stiles also had to make blocks near the line when Norwich were threatening. But after Norwich's initial bright, brisk start, Dean, it faded somewhat. They were in and out, and West Brom, well, they've not threatened at all at the other end.
No, considering they've got 2 centre forwards, they've been bullied really by Darling and Cordova. They've handled them brilliantly, not given them a look really. Despite that sort of combative style that West Brom have had in the game, they've tried to play a little bit, but not been able to get the 2 centre forwards into the game. Norwich have just been a little bit disappointed with the speed of their play. So you're at home, it's the first game, everyone's excited, the feeling before the game, and it went really flat as the half went on. Very pedestrian in the possession, not a lot of invention really. Slimani couldn't get into the game after that initial flash of excellence with McLean, and Mo Torres barely had really a look in all the support he needs.
Both these teams scored 4 goals in the League Cup last weekend, but we were waiting one here. It's Norwich 0, West Brom 0.
Well, it was Pompey last week at West Ham in the Cup and they couldn't defend, and it's a similar story today. Another goal at Fratton Park. Alex Crook.
You can say that again, Adrian. Portsmouth 1, Queen's Park Rangers 3. A terrible 15 minutes for that Pompey back line. From a position of authority at one stage, Amadou and Bengu breaking down the right-hand side, given all the freedom to put his cross into the penalty area. Elias Chair is unmarked. The ball bounces off his shin, loops over the goalkeeper, Nicholas Schmidt. It's another really soft goal to concede. John Massinio down there on the touchline. He must be absolutely raging. Portsmouth 1, QPR 3.
QPR went 1 down there, 3-1 up, heading shortly into at the break. Accrington were 1 down at Colchester, now 2-1 up. The young Welsh striker Charlie Caton has got his second of the afternoon. Let's get half-time in the Championship at the Valley. Talksport's Ian Abrams.
Charlton 0, Derby 1. The only goal from Sammy Schmollick midway through the first half. An assist there for in the middle of the park. An assist for Carlton Morris. A really good finish from Schmollick. And at that point, Derby were in complete control. But Charlton ended the half really well. McNamara had a shot that was blocked. Campbell had a shot at the near post, turned away by Zetterstrom. And in the end, they thought they should have had a penalty Charlton as well. The referee waved that away. Lafuge again behind me after the referee and his assistant as they go off. Certainly plenty of effort from Charlton, but Derby, you feel, do deserve that lead and that goal from Schmollick. Charlton 0, Derby 1.
And it's half-time here at Ashton Gate as the Bristol City players just trudge off down the tunnel and they look dejected. They need a proper motivational half-time team talk. Lawrence Moore.
Yeah, at the break, Bristol City 0, Millwall 1, and after an impressive, passionate opening 36 minutes, it has all fallen apart for the new Ashton Gate gaffer, Michael Scubala. Adam Randall, the home team's central midfielder, committed just one of those technical fouls in the middle of the pitch, in the middle of the Millwall half, as big Josh Coburn spun him and went to get away. Randall wrapped his arms around him, gave away a free kick, and he was already on a yellow card. So out came the second yellow, and off he trudged. After that, Coburn added to the misery, tapping home in the 6-yard box after Lisby had pulled the ball back into the 6-yard box for him. He tapped it home, and there was celebrations from Millwall. They looked fully in control, and some big decisions at half-time for the new manager in how he's going to react, because so far he's not made a substitution. He's tried to make do with what he's got on the pitch, and it hasn't worked. But at the break, it's Bristol City 0, Millwall 1.
Yeah, no doubt Scubala needs a big rethink, but Millwall on top against 10 men. National League, AFC Farley turned it around. They lead 2-1 at Tamworth. Cedric Main, summer signing, with the goal 3 minutes into added time at the end of the half. And Boreham Wood lead at Halifax 1-0. Matt Rush with the goal. He got a hat-trick on day one last season. 29 goals last season, Matt Rush. And he's not even the Boreham Wood player that they turned down £1 million bid for. That's Abdul Malik, who has started the game this afternoon, still a Boreham Wood player. Right, let's get half-time at the Riverside. This could be a big story this afternoon on day one of the season. Lucy Ward and John Dunn.
Middlesbrough 0, Lincoln 1. Lincoln 65 years away from the second tier of English football. Certainly not looking out of place against Middlesbrough, defeated Championship playoff finals last season. Lincoln started brightly, 12 minutes they were ahead. Adam Reach came through the Middlesbrough Academy, and after Draper and Dawikwa linked up on the right-hand side, he came to Reach, edging the area, and sweetly struck volley beyond debutant goalkeeper Zitek. Lincoln certainly didn't sit back. Middlesbrough frustrated at times, but towards the end of the half did start to create chances. George Wickens in the Lincoln goal with 2 brilliant saves. The first from Will Lancashire from close range with a header, and then from Kyle Jones in as we went into injury time, and his near post to turn one around the post. Lincoln encouraged by the first half of this game.
Yeah, I think the game plan for Lincoln worked nearly perfectly, and they didn't concede. I think they defended quite well, but getting the ball up the pitch, getting bodies around it, relying on set pieces, Lincoln, and then being able to finish. I'll tell you what, the front three are brilliant. Freddie Draper, Ben House on the left-hand side, and Dom Jeffries on the right-hand side worked very, very well. The back five stayed compact. Like I said in the commentary, Middlesbrough have got used to now being pressed, so they're just going a little bit longer. They're getting the ball to Carl Joseph and Lancashire a little bit earlier, causing problems. However, the story of Middlesbrough is that they can't be ruthless. They're not clinical, and they need to be that because they've had enough chances, I think, in this first half, particularly towards the end, to get themselves back in it.
Commentary of the second half will be on TalkSport 2, half-time. Middlesbrough 0, Lincoln 1.
Half-time at Stoke as well. TalkSport's Dave Rowe.
Stoke 1, Swansea 1. Stoke ahead somewhat against the runner play with their first attack. Good play by Thomas Rigo to keep possession in the area. He laid it back, and there was Eric Bocat arriving from left-back, firing off the bar for his first ever Stoke goal. They had half chances to extend their lead. They both fell to Thomas and Gallagher, who couldn't convert, and Swansea then scored an excellent equaliser. Left winger Yeo Stamford cleared to deliver from the flank. They probably got a slight touch onto it, and it fell to Joseph to bury it from the right. But Lennon had the best chance to go on and go ahead at 2-1. Corner by Timon, and a free header for Stamage that was straight at Victor Johansson. All spare at the break. Stoke 1, Swansea 1.
Well, probably we're QPR 3-1 up, so we'll go into League One. So Orient half-time there, Sam Elliott.
Leighton Orient 1, Sheffield Wednesday 1. The home side started the better of the two sides. Yusuf Cambridge on loan from Tottenham, really impressive. He had a brilliant left-footed effort from outside the box. Joe Longley doing really well to get down and pushing the ball away. But it was the away side who took the lead when the Orient keeper Nathan Baxter, looking to launch the ball down the field, was closed down by Callum Slattery, and the keeper's clearance going in off the Wednesday attacker. Not long after though, the home side were level. Brilliant free kick from the right-hand side, flicked on the near post, and Joseph Aluro was unmarked at the back post. First time finish into the bottom corner. Leighton Orient 1, Sheffield Wednesday 1.
By the way, Yusuf Cambridge, you mentioned there, Sam Elliott. His loan spell from Spurs to Bristol Rovers last season, second half of last season, he got 6 goals, 3 assists, sensational. How Bristol Rovers survived their relegation fight comfortably. Good young player in the making. Let's go to Barnsley. What's happened first half there at Oakwell? Anil Condola.
Yeah, whereas Barnsley 0, Bromley 0. The first ever League One match for Bromley, but they haven't looked out of place. They've defended well, but also had a couple of good chances, the best of which fell to Mitch Pinnock after an awful back pass, which was almost like a through ball for Pinnock. He took a touch and went for power over placement, which turned out to be the wrong decision. As for Barnsley, their fullback Ali Kay came closest after his 25-yard effort crashed against the bar, but Barnsley should have had a penalty. On the 40th minute mark, the ball was whipped into the box, and in a medley of Bromley players, it did seem quite clearly to hit the Bromley arm. And unfortunately for Daniel Stella, of course, returning back to Barnsley, he was left furious, and rightly so. The second half is nicely poised at the break here at Oakwell. It's Barnsley 0, Bromley 0.
And half-time whistle has just gone at Bretton Park in the Championship. Alex Crook.
Well, it's Portsmouth 1, Queen's Park Rangers 3. Never mind a game of 2 halves. This was a half of 2 halves. Pompey in complete control when Terry Devlin smashed them into a 15th-minute lead. A brilliant 30-yard strike. They had chances to add to that tally, not taken, and they were punished 18 minutes later when Elias Chair finished from point-blank range after Harvey Val had crossed from the right-hand side. Then Koki Saito put the visitors in front 7 minutes later, and 2 minutes into 7 added on. Another close-range finish from Elias Chair, this time after Mbengu had been given too much freedom down the right, but it put the travelling Queen's Park Rangers fans into raptures. They've not won here at Bretton Park since way back in 2000. Looks like that's about to change. Portsmouth 1, QPR 3.
And it's half-time in League 2 at York. Graham Courtney.
York City 0, Bristol Rovers 1. Deadlock broken at the half-hour by Rovers with their first shot on target. Scrappy at it, bowling from the right, York defence got on each other's day. Loose ball foul kind of a taunting bowler, and he spat it in from close range. He's an experienced midfielder, knows what he's doing, because apart from the senior side, he's been captain every level for England. Stuck on York though, they've had most of the possession, brings out for a penalty, when a header straight at the Rovers keeper by Deepo Akagani, and to make matters worse, he then fell awkwardly when he's been subbed. Life's not been easy for York's under fire boss, Scott 1-2. York City 0, Bristol Rovers 1.
Bring you all the half-times very shortly. Let's get to the friendlies though. To Tottenham first of all, TalkSport's Tom Clayton.
Tottenham 1, Hoffenheim 0. That Richarlison goal on 35 minutes separates the sides. It was a brilliant piece of play to feed Robertson on the left. He crossed into the middle, and the Brazilian finished from close range. They've missed a raft of potential chances. Mikey Moore often the provider. He's looked lively down the right. Tonali and Bergvall are keen to drive forward from midfield, and Robinson's offered getting forward on the left. Bergvall had a late chance, and the ball was fed into him in a central area as he was allowed to run to the edge of the penalty area, but his shot was ultimately tamed. Hoffenheim had been good opposition. They're keen to press well, with a little bit of a nervous look at the back from that new centre-back partnership. The Spurs have the lead at the break. They're ahead here by goal to 0.
And at Everton, half-time, Matt Jones.
Everton 1, Lille 0, and Ndai scoring from the penalty spot after a foul on Dewsbury Hall, which gave Everton the chance to take the lead, which they much deserved. They've had plenty of chances. Dicknings had 2 saved. Rollers had 1 pushed around the post as well. So Everton fans happy with what they're seeing, and they'll now want a chance to clinch Brennan Johnson in the second half. It's Everton 1, Lille 0.
Man United are in a friendly in Poland against AC Milan. They've won. They've got Harry Maguire, Marcus Rashford on the bench, but he's wearing the number 9 shirt this afternoon, which might mean something, but might not. Let's go to Brentford half-time there. Toby Gillies.
Brentford 3, Eintracht Frankfurt 0. Brilliant Brentford led in just 2 minutes. Kevin Sharma from a knockdown. Record signing Mamadou Songaro feels like everything a Bees player should be. Lit, combative, energy, but he scored today too. A left foot volley with power, enough that the keeper couldn't keep it out. 4 before the break, it was 3-0. Ex-Leeds Robin Koch caught by Kevin Sharma's press. He rounded keeper Santos and spurred for Igor Thiago to tap home from 3 yards into the empty net. Koch, by the way, off injured after that. Injured pride, I say. Brentford 3, Eintracht Frankfurt 0.
This is game day.
Half-time classifieds.
In the Championship, full-time live on TalkSport earlier finished Bolton 2, Preston 1. Half-time now, Bristol City 0, Millwall 1, Charlton 0, Derby 1, Middlesbrough 0, Lincoln 1, Norwich 0, West Brom 0, Portsmouth 1, QPR 2, Stoke 1, Swansea 1, Sheffield United Birmingham is at 5:30 live on TalkSport 2. League 1, 3 results from lunchtime. Notts County 1, Leicester 1, Oxford 2, MK Dons 2, Reading 3, Luton 4. Half-times now, Barnsley 0, Bromley 0, Blackpool 0, Wycombe 1, Bradford 0, Peterborough 0, Burton 0, Stevenage 0, Cambridge United 2, Wigan 0, Huddersfield 2, Wimbledon 0, Orient 1, Sheffield Wednesday 1, Mansfield 1, Doncaster 0, Plymouth 0, Stockport 2, League 2, couple of results, Newport 3, Rochdale 0, Oldham 2, Port Vale 0, half-times now, Accrington 2, Colchester 1, Barnet 2, Salford 0, Cheltenham 1, Rotherham 0, Chesterfield 0, Fleetwood 1, Crawley 0, Crewe 0, Gillingham 0, Walsall 0, Grimsby 1, Exeter 0, Northampton 0, Swindon 0, Tranmere 1, Shrewsbury 0, York 0, Bristol Rovers 1, National League, Aldershot 0, Hartlepool 0, Barrow 0, Hornchurch 0, Gateshead 0, Woking 0, Halifax 0, Bournemouth 1, Kidderminster 0, Eastleigh 0, Solihull Moors 0, Boston 1, Southend 1, Scunthorpe 0, Sutton 1, Altrincham 0, Tamworth 1, AFC Fylde 2, Wilkestone 1, Harrogate 1, Worthing 1, Forest Green 0, Yeovil 1, Carlisle 0. Scottish League Cup second round, Aberdeen 0, Dundee 0, Dunfermline 0, Ross County 0, Dundee United against Celtic is at 5:45. Scottish League 1, Alloa 2, Montrose 0, East Kilbride 0, Cove Rangers 0, Hamilton 1, Airdrie 0, Peterhead 0, East 5 0. Now Scottish League 2, Annan Athletic 1, Clyde 1, Dumbarton 0, Edinburgh City 2, Elgin 1, Kelty Hearts 0, Forfar 2, Stirling 0, and Stranraer 0, the Spartans 0.
Get all the different types of tradespeople on Trusted Trader into one ad? Impossible. But what if you think of a job in your home or garden and I'll say whether you could find someone on trustedtrader.com to do it? Go. Yes. Yes, they do. Oh, and then? Absolutely not. But for everything else, find tried, tested and truly top-notch tradespeople at
The Meal Deal Plus at McDonald's. Buy yourself a mayo chicken or cheeseburger with medium fries, a selected drink, and one of 5 bonus salads, like 4 McNuggets or a mini McFlurry, all for $5.59. Now that's savor satisfaction. From 11 a.m. not unlimited. Includes a selected savor menu burger, medium fries, selected drink, and a selected bonus salad. Price and participation may vary.
Switch it up this summer with Ford. Take to the streets with looks that thrill. Complete a test drive in August, and you could get up to £1,500 off with our Welcome to Ford promotion and discover other offers across the range. Search Ford Test Drive event to book and find out more. Steal the scene this summer. Ready, set, Ford. Available to customers looking to switch to Ford or upgrade an older Ford model. New cars registered by the 30th of September.
The wrath of a football nation game day on Talk Sport.
As Millwall come out for the second half, they lead 1-0 against 10-man Bristol City here at Ashton. It's just your typical opening day for Bristol City fans. Sunshine, it's glorious. Pitch looking magnificent, despite the fact we haven't had rain for about a million weeks. They're all optimistic. Maybe even some bought the new kit beforehand as well. Then every man sent up and go, man down. This is opening day for you. When you support an EFL club, when you support a club that doesn't regularly win things or do anything special, this is the kind of opening day we all know about. Opening day of the league season. Got underway last night. We brought you live commentary of Wolves 2, Blackburn 2, a late controversial penalty converted by the returning hero Raul Jimenez. has grabbed a point for Wolves that they barely deserved, really. Could possibly say it was a fair result on the face of it, but Blackburn did play better than expected. And this lunchtime, Bolton were just too good for Preston North End, live on TalkSport.
After 8 years away and several bouts of playoff heartache, the Wanderers of Bolton are finally back on the biggest stage in the EFL. Body chest down by Dowby, McAtee on the shot, Harry Lewin, Dowby with a chance to finish, and he does! Bolton Wanderers have a lift-off in the Championship. Now it's a 2-on-1, here's Thierry Gale, watching onto his right foot, gets the shot to Wanderers! It's brilliant, and it's 2-0 to Bolton!
It's a better start really, I thought. Played really well, certainly in the first half. Early parts of the second half we looked really strong. And then you could just see a little bit of fatigue kicking in towards the end.
Milic gets the crossover this time. They're running the Hooney! And they're back in the game, Preston. And it's Yusuf Alabi.
To play that time, I believe we've gone and win. Because of the fact I kept really getting behind. Because I knew we could play a hell of a lot better than we did.
Small has it at his feet. He's on the charge. Now he cuts in field. Onto his left foot. Digs the ball in. Flicked up. Hits the danger zone. Oh my goodness me. What a chance. But it's put over the bar. It's a free header inside the 6-yard area.
It's harder to miss.
And there is the full-time whistle. You can sense the relief in the Top Shoot Community Stadium. It's Bolton Wanderers Day. They've won their first game back in the Championship. Bolton Wanderers 2. Preston North End 1.
And that chance for Preston was right on full time as well. How Liam Lindsay hasn't headed that in, I don't know. Bolton, though, first half were irresistible. Bolton 2, Preston 1 to finish live and exclusive on TalkSport. Same time as that in League One, Leicester City were being held at Notts County. One apiece 10 years ago. Leicester shining their Premier League trophy, getting ready for Champions League football, while Notts County were losing to Yeovil and finishing 16th in League Two, on their way to a decline that saw them head into the National League. Well, after the 1-0 draw at Notts County, the Leicester manager Russell Martin admitted his team weren't good enough.
We just lost a bit of intensity, but I think we sort of slipped in a bit of self-preservation with the goal, and we went 1-0 up, and we were nowhere near good enough with the ball. So I invited them on to kept them to take goal kicks, kicked it came back, and then we were in the final third and put it off the pitch, and then they would kick a goal kick, and we have to defend territory again. So we weren't as controlled or intense with the ball as we were in the first half, and that caused the problem. But it'll be amazing learning for our players.
Well, there you go, Russell Martin, who's, let's just say the jury at Leicester is out on Russell Martin's managerial tenure, but it is day one of the season. 5:30 Championship, Sheffield United against Birmingham is live on TalkSport 2. Perry Groves is at Bramall Lane for TalkSport. How you doing, Perry?
Hello mate, happy new season. It's great, isn't it? Got the butterflies. Brilliant feeling.
Well, it's okay because my team's 0-0 at the moment. I'll take that away from home at Bradford, but you never know. I've just said to somebody close to me, it's going to be a 96-minute winner for Bradford that will just ruin my day, weekend, stroke season. Anyway, Sheffield United, Birmingham live on TalkSport 2 at 5:30. Intrigued by Birmingham City. I think there'll be a little bit of pressure on Chris Davis.
A lot of pressure, to be fair. That the consolidation that they last season in the Championship, they came 10th. He did brilliantly, obviously, getting a promotion the season before from League One with a record 111 points. So, to be fair to the owners, to Tom Wagner, I think he's looked at it and thought, yeah, you deserve your chance. But now, now with obviously the in the 8th position, you get into the playoff places now. Worst ways out, by the end of October, Birmingham have to be in and around that position at worst.
Yeah, when a third of the table is going to be involved in promotion or playoffs, Birmingham have to be in there, you're right. But what about Sheffield United? 13th last season after a terrible start. Chris Wilder rescued them. What about this season? What's the expectation for them?
Well, I'm a bit of a nerd, mate, with the manager's notes. So I'll read you a little passage from Chris Wilder's manager's notes. We're in a good place. 2 or 3 players coming in puts us in a better place. I'll always push to do that. We have to move forward. That's not exactly subtle, is it? That's not exactly subtle to the owners saying any danger we get some more players coming in. And he's mentioned in his notes as well, it's about they haven't got any parachute payments anymore. So they have to be very creative. Obviously, Calvin Phillips has come in, Matt Doggett is coming as well, so they've got a lot of experience there. So if you look at Sheffield United, he took over from Ruben Selles and they stamped the place out. I think they were bottom of the league and they lost all 6 games under Ruben Selles. So
he had a bit of catching up to. There was a bit of a period, wasn't there, sort of halfway to two-thirds way from the last season. They looked like that they might be challenging for the playoff places, and then they dropped off. It was because of their home form. They lost 5 of the last 9 championship games here at Bramall Lane, which cost them massive because they could have maybe got themselves into the playoff places. So again, worst ways out. That's a
very well done. Goal here at Ashton Gate, and Millwall are going to pick up 3 points on day 1 of the season. Lawrence Dora.
Bristol City 0, Millwall 2. Josh Coburn at the double, and it was so easy. But Millwall have played it side to side. Bristol City have gone narrow, and they whipped the ball in the right-hand side, and Coburn just holds he's strong, and he just holds his player up, holds Dickie up, and then heads, knocks the ball back where it came from, into the bottom of the corner, right in front of that travelling Millwall army, who was celebrating. And as you say, Aidan, I think that is 3 points heading back down the M4 to London.
You know what? Millwall have just been swinging crosses in. Yeah. That's all they've been doing, throwing crosses into the box, and I'm not criticising them for that. They know it's going to lead to a goal eventually, and it has.
Yeah, Bristol City at the break, they brought off Hirakawa Yu, and they brought on Joe Williams, so he's sitting in the middle of midfield. They brought Greenwood and Knight in, so they're leaving the flanks, and all Millwall are doing, they're just passing it out to Lisby on one side, Negley on the other, swinging balls in, and they're totally free to do that, and that is where Coburn, who's so dangerous, good championship striker, and he's made Bristol City pay for the 2nd time, actually for the 3rd time this afternoon, because he was the one who got fouled for Adam Randall to be sent off. So what an afternoon he's had.
Yeah, in contention for man of the match, I would say. But Millwall 2-0 up, and they are looking good. I've got to say, carrying on where they left off last season. A few goals elsewhere. Stockport go 3 up at Plymouth. Ryan Glover with the 3rd. Doncaster equalise at Mansfield 1-1. Jack Senior. Back to Perry Groves. I want to ask you about Birmingham's away form. You're a nerd with managers' notes. I love managers' interviews and press conferences. I soak them up on a Friday afternoon. He has admitted that their away form last season needs addressing. Only 20 points from a possible 69 away from home last season. Totally unacceptable with the squad he had.
Yeah, very much so. And they didn't really have an identity away from home, mate. You know, they sort of changed formations. I don't think that they were physically strong enough. They weren't, up for that battle. And you'll see Millwall play today. Typical example from an Alex Neil side. You know from Millwall you're going to get a strong, organised side. That you have the 2 centre-halves at Taylor and Cooper Millwall, the old-fashioned centre-halves. They get it forward, they get it towards the box, Craig Mayhem. Millwall have an identity. Birmingham City away from home didn't have an identity at all last season. So that's why they really struggled. Solis has come in, hasn't he? Played in the centre midfield, maybe giving a little bit of more structure in there. Priska's been really good up front in pre-season, got 4 goals. He likes to hold the ball up. His movement's very, very good. And then they'll probably have Stansford on the left-hand side. So they've got a lot of players with, good natural ability. But when you're away from home, you have to win your battle first. And Millwall are the perfect example of what you're watching today.
They are indeed. Perry, thank you very much. Perry Groves, who's at Bramall Lane, Sheffield United, Birmingham, 5:30 is live on TalkSport 2. TalkSport, it'll be the phone-in. You may have caught something there. Millwall probably should have scored another, but didn't. But they're 2-0 up against 10-man Bristol City. Cambridge have gone 3-0 up against Wigan. Isaac Heath, who they signed from Everton, the young winger, scored last week in the cup. He scored again this afternoon. It's a tap-in, to be fair, after the ball at the post. Cambridge 3, Wigan 0, and Halifax equalise at home to Bournemouth in the National League. Ben Tollett with the goal. Round the grounds we go. Let's go to the Riverside. Lucy Warden, John Dunn.
8 minutes gone in this second half. It's been pulsating stuff. It's still Middlesbrough 0, Lincoln 1, but Middlesbrough with 2 really good opportunities. Certainly getting forward quicker front to back. Callum Britton was in his own half when he slipped the ball down the right-hand side of the 18-yard area. Will Lancashire a goal on his debut last weekend. Right-footed, looking to send it back across the face of goal. George Wickens, who made 2 great saves in the first half, making another one. Morgan Whitty for a few moments ago, 35-yarder from a free kick, left-footed. That was inches over the bar, but Lincoln so impressive in the first half. Certainly not out of this one with that 1-goal advantage, but still coming forward. Don Jeffries down the right side, brilliant cross, header from Ben House. That was only just over the bar from about 6 yards out. House, between this season and last season, he's got 4 in his last 4. What a brilliant start to the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's been mostly Borough in terms of playing at that end of the pitch in Lincoln's half. At times Lincoln has struggled to get out, but when they do, they link so well with that front three, they get close to Draper, you know, they could nick one again through a set piece. And again, it's about Middlesbrough. When they get in front of goal, they have to be clinical. They have to take those chances because they've just got the luck a bit, Lincoln, but they're still 1-0 in front.
Is this Middlesbrough improvement down to them improving, or is this Lincoln not being able to keep that high energy that they have in the first half?
Yeah, they're going to have lulls, and they had a couple of lulls in the first half, but they do look like the tempo's dropped a little bit, and so Borough completely controlling the game in terms of in their half, but they're defending well deep, denying space in behind, and Borough just look predictable in the way that, you know, they're playing because everything's in front of Lincoln.
Commentary of this one. He's on Talk Sport 2. It's Middlesbrough 0, Lincoln 1.
And of course, the Bosch have got to go down at Bradford. I said that Bradford had lost some players, but they've replaced those players as well. And one of the replacements, Macaulay Gillespie, a centre half, has headed them in front. A League One winner with Plymouth 3 years ago. Bradford 1, Peterborough United 0. Back to the Championship to Carrow Road. Dean Ashton and Mike Sewell.
11 minutes played in the second half. Still Norwich 0, West Brom 0. The pattern of play is similar to what we saw before half-time. Norwich having a lot of the ball. They've got into some good positions. Anis Ben Slimani has just found the side netting, albeit via a deflection, as West Brom actually come forward now down the right edge of the penalty area, square it into the box, and eventually it's hooked away by Jose Cordoba. But Dean, the one thing that you pointed out at the end of the first half, which Norwich have shown at the early stages of this second, is they've been a bit quicker in the way they've moved the ball.
Yeah, they've been a bit more aggressive in the way they've pressed. That's where that Slimani chance came from, turning over possession high up the pitch, ball into Motori round the corner for Slimani to shoot, deflected wide. It's the only thing we've had in the second half. It feels like something's going to have to change, whether it's tactically or in the personnel, because it's reached the stage of the match where West Brom have created absolutely nothing, but they're quite content with what Norwich are doing.
Yes, Sladan Kovacevic in the Norwich goal has not had a save to make. Norwich 0, West Brom 0.
Couple of National League goals. Harrogate take the lead at Wealdstone again. 2-1. Lewis Payne, Boston 2 up at Solihull Moors. The Moors are going to struggle. They're the second lowest average home league crowd in the National League last season, behind Gateshead. There's no finances. They can't really keep it up. They've punched above their weight for a long time. And a goal in the Scottish League Cup second round at last as Aberdeen lead Dundee 1-0. Kevin Nisbet 6 minutes into the second half. Let's head to the Valley on Talk Sport. Here's Ian Abrahams.
10 minutes of the second half gone. Still Charlton 0, Derby 1 as Derby come forward. Carlton Morris inside the penalty area to Khan. Charlton had the best chance of the second half. Carlton Grant running clear. He ran out of puff the further he got towards the Derby goal, and in the end he couldn't find a colleague. There might be a chance here for Derby again. This time Bobby Clark. Bobby Clark was Lee Clark's boy. But really, Derby, you feel one more goal probably will seal it for them here. In front of 3,000 away fans, that's not bad following. Charlton 0, Derby 1.
The Clark and Charles Hartlepool got a win last week, but goals at all the shot at the moment in League 2. York have equalised against Bristol Rovers 1-1. Alex Newby with the goal. And in the National League, Barrow 0, Hornchurch 1. Joe Kitsey scores 2 in 2 for Hornchurch at National League level, 5th tier for the first time. We'll take it to Fran Park on Talk Sport. Alex Crook.
Portsmouth 1, QPR 3. We've only played a couple of minutes in this second half because we had 7 added on at the end of the first. Probably had one opportunity to try and reduce the deficit. Came from a set piece. Adrian Segacic with a dangerous cross, headed wide by Connor Shocknessy. At the other end, Elias Chair chasing a hat-trick. He ballooned an effort wide from 22 yards out. Portsmouth 1, QPR 3.
Let's go to Stoke. What's happening there? Talk Sports Day, Grant.
Stoke 1, Swansea 1. It was a rather scrappy second half. Both the goals in the first half. Stoke with the best chance of the second. They wasted the effort because they couldn't get a decent cross in. Svante Ingelsson was sent free in loads of space down the left. Time to put the ball across for Sam Gallagher. He overhit the crossbar, absolute mile, and that chance was wasted. Chance again for Stoke in that one. Just goes wide. Gallagher's effort denied by a good saving challenge by Welsh, sending out for a corner. So Stoke here getting on top. Swansea being forced into one change. Lissa picked up a yellow card for a foul on Sorba Thomas, so they weren't going to risk that going on too much longer. Josh Key came on for him, and Stoke replaced the injured Lawal with Talavierov at the back. It's Stoke 1, Swansea 1.
In the Scottish League Cup, Ross County of League 1 leads at the boot end of the Championship 1-0. Jamie Lindsay with the goal. Ross County won both their league games so far. Are informed of Birmingham have drawn both of those. These two played each other 4 times last season. There were 16 goals across those games. 1-0 to Ross County at the moment. Into League One. So to Orient, Talksport, Sam Ellards.
Still waiting Orient 1, Sheffield Wednesday 1, Yusuf Cambridge on loan from Tottenham. First time I've been watching him live this afternoon, really impressive. Just had the ball down the right hand side. Wednesday defenders not able to get near him, but really impressive close ball control. Got past both men, put a really good ball into the box, but nobody could get on the end of it. And then Barry Bannon back at Sheffield Wednesday had the ball 25 yards out with so much space, went for a shot, took a massive deflection, and it went wide. He played for 80 minutes in the second half. Still Orient 1, Wednesday 1.
The red card in League 2. Crawley 0, Crewe 0, but Callum Gordon, the wing-back, sent off for Crawley, whose manager Colin Kazim Richards said it was an amazing performance last week when they lost 1-0 at Watford to an injury-time screamer. He talks about the enjoyment of defending and said we're on a mission for building something special. Let's see what happens at Crawley. They're down to 10 men. Goalless home to Crewe in League 2. National League, Gateshead lead Woking 1-0. Alex Lancashire, who's the older brother of Middlesbrough as well, Lancashire, has scored the goal. Woking in all sorts of turmoil, battered at home by Sutton last week in a derby in day 1, and losing at Gateshead, which is quite an achievement. York 2, Bristol Rovers 1. Harry Boyce, summer signing, has scored to put York City in front at the LNER in League 2, looking for their first win in the league, for well over 10 years. Let's head to Oakwell and El Candola.
Well, it's still Barnsley 0, Bromley 0. Barnsley started quite slow this first half, and the away side have enjoyed much more of the ball so far. Michael Cleek, who's up front for Bromley, bullied his way into the box on the far left. The angle was tight, but he saw back-to-back shots saved by Barnsley keeper Ravenhill. Neither team seem happy with starting the season with just 1 point. They're both here to, of course, get all 3. 57 minutes gone. Of course, at Oakwell, it's Barnsley 0, Bromley 0.
Let's head to the friendly at Tottenham. Talksport's Tom Clayton.
64 minutes on the clock here. Tottenham 2, Hoffenheim 0. The latest goal this time coming from Mikey Moore, the teenager, out on the right-hand side. It was a lovely bit of play down the left from Mathias Tell, who's not really done an awful lot this afternoon until that moment. Beats a couple of players, then played it across the 6-yard box for Moore to tap in at the back post. It's been a second half that's been mostly dominated by Hoffenheim. The nerves at the back hasn't really been alleviated between Van Hecker and Senesi, but Spurs have been re-establishing a bit of control. Moore's looked an absolute limelight down this right-hand side though. 64 minutes on the clock here. Tottenham 2, Hoffenheim 0.
Goal at the Riverside in the Championship. Lucy, what the job done?
The equaliser, Middlesbrough on Lincoln 1, and Will Lancashire, a goal on his Middlesbrough debut 8 days ago, a goal on his league debut for Middlesbrough. It came down the right. Middlesbrough have been seriously knocking on the door. Callum Britton's ball was sent in, cleared by Lincoln, who was sitting deeper and deeper. Came to Liam Castleby's hit shot, was on target, but inside the 6-yard area, Lancashire stretching a leg and making sure he turned it beyond George Wiggins, who has made 3 brilliant saves in this game. And the signal from Lancashire, no celebration, but back to the halfway line and go and try and get a second.
Yeah, I mean, he was in the right place at the right time. Lancashire was a great finisher's guy in the shot from Castledine. Was going to probably be off target, but he got side foot to it, Lancashire, in the right place. He just keeps going. I'm really impressed with him for Middlesbrough. But Lincoln just been ground down really by constant Middlesbrough pressure since you were last with us, and finally got the goal that they needed. And now it's there for Borough to win this.
Commentary of Talksport 2. We have 63 minutes. Middlesbrough 1, Lincoln 1.
Indeed, the goals are flying in. There's another one in the Championship. It's at the Valley here in Abrahams.
Tottenham 1, Derby 1 on 60 minutes. Cometh the hour, cometh the man. It's the Derby captain, Lloyd Jones, who's got it. And I have to say, the Charlton captain, Lloyd Jones, has got it. Ball from the left-hand side, chipped to the far post. 2 of them were queuing up. Jones wanted it more than anybody else. A power header past Zetterstrom. Got to say, actually, probably on the balance of the last quarter of an hour of the first half and what we've seen in the...
Charlton equalised. Lloyd Jones with it 1-1 against Derby. Elsewhere, there's goal. Colchester equalised at Accrington 2-2. Rob Hunt has scored that one. Forest Green have equalised at Worthing in the National League. Worthing 1, Forest Green 1, Hornchurch 2 up at Barrow in the National League. Rotherham have equalised in Cheltenham in League 2. Jalib Bayabu has got the goal on 62. Cheltenham 1, Rotherham 1. Aberdeen 2 up on Dundee. And Tranmere 2, Shrewsbury 0 in League 2. Charlie Whittaker, talented midfielder, with the goal. Just want to reflect on that Will Lancashire goal for Middlesbrough just after his brother Alex had scored for Gateshead. So they're basically 10 miles apart playing football, and they've scored within a couple of minutes of each other. Absolutely extraordinary scenes. Right, let's head to Brentford. There's been goals there in the friendly. TalkSport's Toby Gillies.
Brentford 5, Eintracht Frankfurt 0. Just like in the first half, 2 goals in the first 12 minutes of the second. The first coming from Dango Watara, released by Coyote into the box, smashing high into the back of the net. And the second, a brilliant breakaway. Lovely hold up on the edge of his own box by Igor Thiago. Released Keane Lewis Potter. He found Watara on the edge of the box. He took too many chances. It looked like it had gone. But he touched it onto Schade, onto Lewis Potter again. And he delivered a left-footed finish across the keeper. Fabulous Brentford. Awful Frankfurt today, has to be said. Brentford 5, Eintracht 0.
Okay, what's happening at Everton in the friendly there? Matt Jones.
It's still Everton 1, Lille 0 here, so no further score from Ndai's penalty in the first half, but quite how Everton haven't doubled their lead, I'm not sure. And Harrison Armstrong, who missed it, will be delighted that the Match of the Day cameras aren't here, because it's an awful miss. Played through by Barry. The Lille defence stepped up. They expected it to be offside. All Armstrong had to do was get the ball on target, and he somehow missed the goal from about 8 yards out. Other than that, there hasn't been too many chances. Everton have just made 7 substitutions. That includes Brennan Johnson coming on for his first appearance in a Toffee shirt. It's Everton 1, Lille 0.
Peterborough have just missed a chance from basically half a yard, hit the bar from about half a yard. Brilliant. Bradford 1, Peterborough 0. So your latest scores, by the way, in a friendly, Brighton lead Bologna 1-0. Jack Hinshelwood with the goal. Latest scores then in the Championship here at Ashton Gate. Bristol City down to 10 men and 2-0 down to Millwall. Josh Coburn with both. Charlton 1, Derby 1. Middlesbrough 1, Lincoln 1. Norwich 0, West Brom 0. Portsmouth 1, QPR 3. Stoke 1, Swansea 1. Sheffield United Birmingham on TalkSport 2 at 5:30. In League 1, the latest scores: Barnsley 0, Bromley 0. Blackpool 0, Wycombe 1. Bradford 1, Peterborough 0. Just missed another chance to Posh. Burton 0, Stevenage 0. Cambridge 3, Wigan 0. Huddersfield down to 10 men, but 2-0 up against Wimbledon. It's Orient 1, Sheffield Wednesday 1. Mansfield 1, Doncaster 1. Stockport 3-0 up at Plymouth. In League 2, Accrington 2, Colchester 2. Barnet 2, Salford 0. Cheltenham 1, Rotherham 1. Chesterfield 0, Fleetwood 1. Crawley down to 10 men, goals with Crew, goals at Gillingham and Northampton as well. Grimsby 1, Exeter 0. Tranmere 2, Shrewsbury 0. York 2, Bristol Rovers 1. And in the National League, Hornchurch 2 up at Barrow. Gateshead League, Woking 1-0. It's Solihull Moors 0, Boston 2. Southend 1, Scunthorpe 0. Sutton 1, Altrincham 0. Fylde 2, 1 up at Tamworth. Wealdstone 1, Harrogate 2. Fylde 2, 1 up at Tamworth, as I say. Worthing 1, Forest Green 0. Yeovil 1, Carlisle 0. Aberdeen go 2-0 up at Dundee. And on to Dundee in the Scottish League Cup second round, and Dunfermline 0. Ross County 1. Meantime, in that friendly in Poland, Milan have equalised against Man United 1-1. That's in the first half. Goal at Stoke as well in the Championship. Dave Rowe.
Stoke 1, Swansea 2. They've turned it round here, and Alan Eder has scored with his first touch. Swansea just made a triple substitution, and when the ball came back into play down the left-hand side, Timon raced away, put the ball low into the area, and a delightful touch by Eder. First time to beat Victor Johansson. It is against the run of play. Stoke have been very much on top. There's been one good save by Figaro, denying Sorba Thomas, and Alan Eder off the bench on the score sheet. Stoke 1, Swansea 2.
I can tell you as well, we're going to pull one back at Cambridge 3-1 though. They trail Sonny Perkins, summer signing with the goal from a West Ham youngster, and Boreham would take the lead at Halifax in the National League, and that man who was the subject of a £1 million bid from a Swedish club, Abdul Malik, has scored the goal. Halifax 1, Boreham 2. This is TalkSport.
Yes, it's been a blooming Jezebel there since the World Cup finished, eh? But the wait is finally over. Glittering like a sweaty oasis in the football wilderness, the Community Shield is back. And TalkSport Bet has got a super boost to give this season Colonel Razor a right good kick up the climber pass. Both Arsenal and Manchester City to score was 30-20. Now evens. Offer available from 8 p.m. tonight. TalkSport Bet, Larry the broadcaster. Bring it on, bookie. Terms and conditions apply. 18+.
At Amazon, over 50% of deliveries now come with less packaging or with
packaging at all? It's a difference you'll notice on your doorstep, where you chat with friends, where your neighbour's daughter practices guitar, and where we deliver your new noise-cancelling headphones in the manufacturer's packaging. Much better. Reduced packaging from Amazon. We're delivering change where it matters, on your doorstep, based on 2025 Amazon packaging data across the UK and EU.
I'm Sean Dyche, and I've teamed up with Aqua to share a credit building game plan. 1. Avoid giving away a penalty. Missing a payment can cost you, so stay on the ball, pay on time, and keep your finances in play. 2. Find a coach. When building credit, you're not playing alone. With Aqua, you can get the support you need to reach your goals. Search Aqua Card and get that better credit feeling.
Representative 39.9% APR variable credit issued by New Day Limited, 18 or over, UK only, subject to status, terms apply.
The new season is here. Saturday afternoon, live championship football on Talksport 2.
Sheffield United versus Birmingham City.
Absolutely magnificent coverage. Live kick-off 5:30. Saturday afternoon on the dynamic and dependable football service. Talksport 2. Kick it.
Another goal, Kevin Nisbet and Aberdeen, 3-0 up against Dundee in the Scottish League Cup second round, and another goal at Orient as well. Sam Allards.
Leighton Orient 1, Sheffield Wednesday 2. Jamal Lowe was pulled to the floor after receiving the ball with his back to goal. It was really clumsy defending. The referee didn't hesitate. He pointed to the spot. Jamal Lowe himself, he got up, he took the penalty, and he sent the goalkeeper the wrong way. Leighton Orient 1, Sheffield Wednesday 3. Oh, goodness me, it should have been the third. On the counter-attack, Jamal Lowe breaking down the left-hand side. He put the ball across the face to goal. Gray was there from close range. Really good save from the Orient goalkeeper. Leighton Orient 1, Sheffield Wednesday 2.
And Lee Clark's Harlequin take the lead at all the shots. Corey McKeown with the goal. Gateshead go 2-0 up in their National League game as well. Cheltenham 2, Rotherham 1. Jake Evans has put the Robins in front. Let's get team news from the 5:30 game in the Championship. Live on Talksport 2. Sheffield United, Birmingham. Ian Stringer.
Sheffield United, a couple of changes to the side that beat Mansfield in the League Cup. In defence, McCallum comes in for Norrington Davis. Former Birmingham City player Chong has a hamstring problem that keeps him to the bench. Donovan comes in. As for the Blues, well, they poor on the road last season, so they've got a lot to improve here at Bramall Lane. They're unchanged from their own League Cup win against Swansea, including no new signings in the 11. Billy Prisgay leads the line. 5:30 kick-off, Sheffield United against Birmingham City.
Wow. Cambridge United were 3-0 up, cruising. It's now Cambridge 3, Wigan 2. Sonny Perkins got the first on 69 minutes. 4 minutes later, Keogh Higgins signed in the summer. He's got a second. Cambridge 3, Wigan 2. Just had a drinks break here at Ashton Gate. The game needed slowing down a bit more. Lawrence Moore.
Where's my cider, Adrian? Look, my hydration break. I need it watching this. Bristol City 0, Millwall 2. And Josh Coburn's got both those goals after Adam Randall's first half red card for the home team. The Lions in full control. In fact, had it off 4, possibly even 5-0 up, I don't know. The best of those chances that were missed by the new signing Arcont. He was at the back post, Tyreek Arcont, and just a couple of yards out. Passing into the back of the net. No, he's hit the post. Ball's spun away, and he has got his head in his hands. Bristol City made a triple substitution. Jed Wallace, the Millwall legend. Oh, he's been booed by the Millwall fans, but I thought he was a legend there. He's on for his league debut. Sammy Bell and Emmy Reese, and the 3 new summer signings, Tolai, Greenwood and Ballard, have all been sacrificed. It makes no difference because Millwall are fully in charge of this game. 73 gone, Bristol City 0, Millwall 2.
I think he let his contract run down. That might have affected the Millwall fans, and he left. And you're not allowed to do that. And he's playing against him, you're not allowed to do that. Let's go to Oakwell. Is that a goal? I know Candola.
It is indeed. It's lift off at Bromley in League One. It's Barnsley 0, Bromley 1. And off the bench is Victor Adebayo. The ball was smashed in from a shot from Archer, who also just came off the bench. He was going wide, and there was Adebayo just on the left-hand side of the goal to tap in the opening goal, not just of the game, but for Bromley's season in League One. 70 minutes gone here at Oakwell. It's Barnsley 0, Bromley 1.
One of their more eye-catching signings, Victor Adebayo with the goal for Bromley. Barnsley, who are in all sorts of trouble, fans not happy. Burton leads Stevenage 1-0. Jack Armour with the goal. And that's the breakthrough at Carrow Road. Dean Ashton, Mike Sewell.
And it's surprisingly not gone the way we would have thought. It's Norwich 0, West Brom 1, Auna Hegerber with the goal, but Norwich are furious and complaining that Hegerber handled the ball into the net. Several of the defenders around Hegerber at the far post as he put the ball in from Jimmy J. Morgan's cross were complaining that it was handball. Philippe Clement is still complaining now, but it was finished from close range after Styles set up J.J. Morgan on the left. His driven cross was put in by Hegerber. It's West Brom's first real chance of the game in the 75th minute, Dean. Was it handball?
Well, it didn't look it, but his arms are close to his body. But the Norwich defenders straight away, usually that you can sense from players' reactions what they've seen. In particular, Cordova straight away, as soon as the ball went in, he was remonstrating with the referee. He felt it was a handball, and also Hosseini as well said exactly the same. Naturally, as every centre forward does, me included, Hegerber just waltzes away, celebrates. It was just flashed across. It was really well played. Styles played it out wide and flashed across to Hegerber, who was at the back post, and he let it hit him. Which part, we're not too sure. We've even seen a replay, and it absolutely is handball. It's quite incredible, actually. It's so obvious. I've just seen it on the monitor in front of me. It is as clear as you like from Hegerber. He almost uses two hands to poke it in. No wonder they're frustrated, Norwich.
The assistant referee is on this side of the field. It's probably his blind side. The referee obviously didn't see it. It's situations like this, and I dare I say, Adrian, where you need VAR. Against the run of play, Norwich have 3 good chances prior to that. It's Norwich 0, West Brom 1.
No, Mike, do shut up, honestly. Philippe Clement last season called for VAR. When things are going wrong and something that they've had all this time, haven't they? 70 odd minutes to score, and they haven't. So they've had a little bit of bad luck. It doesn't mean you've got to bring in VAR. Nobody, literally no players, no fans, only Matt Saul wants VAR in the Championship. Do me a favour. Ridiculous. Honestly. What is he talking about? Right, Bradford 2, Peterborough 0. That's why I'm not happy. Nick Powell with the second hit from Man United, man. He's fit, of course, he scores against us. Mansfield 2, Doncaster 1. Louis Reed has put the Stags back in front elsewhere. Bristol Rovers 2 apiece at York. Tommy Lee squares it up at the L&E on Barrow, pull on back of the 2-1 down at Hunter Hornchurch in the National League. Crawley had a second player sent off. Malcolm Abioli was at Derby and at Crystal Palace, so they're down to 9, goalless with Crewe at the moment. What's going on at the Riverside? Lucy Ward and John Dunn.
Into the final 14 minutes, Middlesbrough 1, Lincoln 1. Lincoln led at the break with Adam Reed. It had been all Middlesbrough in the second half. Equalised just after their own mark with Will Lecture. Since then, they've been piling on the pressure, but fair play to Lincoln. Bodies on the line, getting in front of everything. The nearest that Middlesbrough have come to getting a second goal was Morgan Whittaker. 14 goals last season, a fierce strike from range. It was well hit, but it was saved by George Wickens, who's been superb in the Lincoln goal. 3 big changes for Middlesbrough: Riley McGree, Jeremy Sarmiento and Max Arston all coming on. All defensive players. Sarmiento a moment ago, left-hand side into the area, cutting onto his right foot. That was a shot that was just wide. Lincoln have gone to a back 4, they're defending deeper and deeper. Middlesbrough are piling the pressure on, but can Lincoln be the underdogs and still create a shot this afternoon?
Yeah, well, they're defending for their lives at the moment, Lincoln, but it's been a combination, it's been all Middlesbrough, a combination of Middlesbrough playing better and Lincoln just running out of steam, and the difference between the two teams is the substitutes that Middlesbrough have made has affected them in a positive way. Lincoln's subs have not affected them in a positive way. The momentum's completely reversed now. Can Lincoln hang on? It looks very, very difficult for them, but they're doing all right.
The minute Lincoln can't get out of their own half. Commentary of the closing stages on TalkSport 2. Middlesbrough 1, Lincoln 1.
And a few more goals going in. Dunfermline equaliser home to Ross County. 1 apiece. York 3, Bristol Rovers 2. Harry Boyd signed from Southend with his second goal of the afternoon to put York back in front. What a game. Huddersfield with 10 men, 3. Wimbledon 0. Bojan Radulovic with the third. Martin Drury's side, Kidderminster the lead, Eastleigh 1-0 in the National League. Levi Amanchi with the goal. Seen Nick Powell's goal for Bradford against the Posh. Truly, astonishingly, breathtakingly bad defending. Right, let's head to the Valley on TalkSport. Ian Abrahams.
13 to go. Charlton 1, Derby 1. Good end-to-end game now. Charlton pushing for a winner. So too Derby. They've had a really good chance. Oscar Fowl now with a shot from just outside the box. Brilliantly saved by Will Mannion. Derby to his left-hand side. 13 left. It's on the logo chair. Charlton 1, Derby 1.
To Fran Park on Talks for Alex Brooke.
Still Portsmouth 1, QPR 3. We're about to move in the final 15 minutes of this game. Pompey really should have had a goal back. It was an error of judgment from Piers Charles, the QPR goalkeeper. He passed the ball straight to Abu Kamara on the edge of the penalty area, but it was a really weak effort from Kamara with a half-open goal. He fired straight against the back-rushing keeper. At the other end, Elias Chair still chasing that hat-trick. He was denied the treble by a really good stop at the near post by Nicholas Schmidt. Pompey have made a raft of changes, but it doesn't really look like it's going to alter the outcome here. Portsmouth 1, QPR 3.
Let's head to Stoke. Any change there? Talksport's Dave Rowe.
Still Stoke 1, Swansea 2. Got to give credit here to Victor Matossi, Swansea head coach, has made changes here that have really affected the game in his side's favour. I think, to be fair, he had more on the bench than Stoke that could do that, and you can't do much better than a player scoring his first touch in Adam Ida, and he could have had a third not too long ago either. Stoke in a real mess at the back, and then played by Bocat, and then in the end, at the far post, Ida firing into the side netting. Stoke have made changes themselves. Chun Ho and Bosnian are both on, but really, since going behind, no signs they're going to get back on terms. Stoke 1, 22.
Stoke's next three games after this are at Southampton, at Wolves and home to Norwich. That's a tough start, particularly if they lose this afternoon. And by the way, Zambo Botnick started for Swansea today. They did turn down a bid from Hull City for him, so watch that one between now and the end of the window. Plymouth 4-1 back at home to Stockport in League One with a trial 3-1. Xavier Amici from Arsenal youngster with the goal. Let's go to Orient in League One. Talksport Samuel.
Leighton Orient 1, Sheffield Wednesday 2, 77 minutes gone. Jamal Lowe giving Wednesday the lead in the second half from the penalty spot, not long after having the goal disallowed for offside, but it should be 3-1. An incredible moment, poor defending from Leighton Orient. So Barry Gannon raced through on goal, one-on-one with the keeper. He goes past Baxter. It does take him to the right-hand side, but he's got an open goal 7 or 8 yards out. He goes with his left foot and into the side netting. An incredible miss. I've got no idea why he didn't just use his right foot. The Wednesday fans, though, still chanting his name, and they've got 13 minutes yet to stay out to pick up a victory on their return to League One. Leighton Orient 1, Sheffield Wednesday 2.
Barry Banning could go to Sheffield tonight. The Wednesday fans will still be chanting his name. Right, it's a goal at the Valley. Is this the winner, Ian Abrahams?
Could be. Charlton 2, Derby 1. Tyrese Campbell with the goal. Charged forward up the pitch by Miles Lieber, and he couldn't take advantage. Ball broke to Campbell, left half of the penalty area, 12 yards out. He smashed it across the keeper into the far corner. Charlton 2, Derby 1.
And I can tell you that Blackpool have equalised home to Wickham in League One as well. It's been Monroe with the goal. There's still a good 15 minutes or so to go. It's a brilliant goal from Tyrese Campbell. I've just seen it, one that Ian Abrams just described, and he described it perfectly. Charlton leading Derby 2-1. Let's get into League One at Oakwell. Anil Condola.
Well, it's Barnsley 0, Bromley 1. Victor Adebayo with a goal on his debut moments after coming off the bench. And the substitutes from Bromley gaffer Andy Woodward has flipped this game on its head. It was all Barnsley. And then as soon as Archer, who got the assist, and then Adebayo, of course, scored, both came on. It's been nothing but Bromley. This could be a dream start to life in League One for Bromley. 13 minutes to go here at Oakwell. It's Barnsley 0, Bromley 1.
Let's get into the friendlies at Tottenham first of all. Tom Clayton.
5 minutes to go here. Tottenham 3, Hoffenheim 0, and that third goal coming by the boots once again of Mikey Moore. It was another play down the left-hand side from Teasdale. Pretty much the only thing he's done in this game has contributed towards those 2 goals in the second half. But he played it across the edge of the penalty area. Mikey Moore was free in the box and rolled it into the back of the net. Tottenham, they've been under pressure in their second half, but they've remained fairly solid. Hoffenheim have been good up to opposition. They've pressed well, but Spurs have gone out when they can. Lucas Bergwall really been impressive in the centre of the park. Sandro Tonali been a little bit anonymous so far in this game. But Tottenham, I think they deserve to win this game. They've got 5 minutes to see this one out. They lead. Tottenham 3, Hoffenheim 0.
And Brentford declared, at the GTEC. Talksport's Toby Gillies.
Not quite. Brentford 7 at Eintracht Frankfurt 0. There have been a fair few subs, but in fairness, they're still going for it. The last 2 goals for you. Brilliant from Matthias Jensen, nicking it in the midfield from a loose header, and then a lovely pass through the midfield out to Igor Thiago towards the right-hand side. Low finish made it 6. A couple of minutes later, Thiago was brilliant down the left-hand side, made a fool of 3 Frankfurt players. Low cross into shoulder, touch, finish, bottom corner, 7-0. Brentford 7, Eintracht Frankfurt 0.
Yeah, incredible. That's how you get positive before the season starts. What's happening at Everton? Talk sportsman Jones.
There's not quite the same action in front of goal here. It's still Everton 1, Lille 0, although we did have nearly one of the great all-time own goals from Lille. From their point of view, they picked the ball up just inside their own half of the field. It was Alexandro Ribeiro. He decided to loft the back pass towards his goalkeeper, who was off his line, and it looked for all the world that from about 50 yards it was going to drop in. It just curled wide of the post and out for a corner. Brennan Johnson has also come close with an effort that was well saved by the goalkeeper. And at the other end, Lille have just been denied by the standing Everton goalkeeper Travers, pushing away Perrin's shot. It's Everton 1, Lille 0.
And it's going from bad to worse on day 1 for the Bosch. 2 down at Bradford. Centre half David Okagwe, who was pretty awful last season, has been sent off. That's another goal at Carrow Road. Dean Ashton and Mike Toole.
Game over. Norwich 0, West Brom 2. Jimmy J. Morgan with the goal. A solo goal cutting in from the left, all the way into the penalty area to run penalty spot. And it was fairly straightforward. He put the ball beyond the reach of Vladan Kovacevic. Norwich have fallen apart since the opening goal, which, having seen the replay, was handballed in by Aura Hegebo. But Norwich, prior to that, had countless chances to have taken the lead, and now they are facing defeat. West Brom have held out, and until the 75th minute, Dean Ashton, they haven't created a single chance.
No, but look, Norwich haven't been able to get the breakthrough. They've just hung in there, West Brom, and then a couple of breaks, couple of bits of quality from Morgan. Excellent for the first goal, getting his assist. And this time it was all about him. He broke away down the left. He faced up Carly. Just a little shimmy on his body to take it on his right foot. Faked to shoot twice away from 2 defenders. So cool, so calm. And then when he looks as if he's going to cycle it in the corner, reverses it away from Kovacevic. A stunning finish from such a young player. West Brom really have done a job on Norwich today.
2.5 minutes of normal time left. Norwich 0, West Brom 2.
Yeah, I mean, even with him, Peter and he went down last season, but I do miss him, I've got to say. I told you he's going to be an absolute baller, absolute footballer. Signed from Chelsea, and West Brom have got themselves a bargain. Decent start for the season for him as well. Elsewhere, Ross County are 2-1 up at Dunfermline in the Scottish League Cup second round. Remember, Dunfermline were Scottish Cup finalists last season. Matt Rush's got his second. He just can't stop scoring. Bournemouth are 3-1 up at Halifax. And Walsall lead at Gillingham 1-0 in League Two. Isaac Moore inside the last 10 minutes of the game. And Gillingham, Gareth Ainsworth in charge there, and he said last season he should be judged from day 1 of this season. 11 new players in the squad. Ainsworth added, I'm super confident in the squads. And they're 1-0 down at home to Walsall, who managed by Lee Grant, who was sacked when Huddersfield was 7th, I think, last season. They won at Bristol City, won here at Bristol City in the Cup last week. And Millwall almost got a third, but the flag went up rightly for offside. It's a bit unlucky though, isn't it?
Yeah, he's very unlucky there, Aidan Lisby. He's just found himself at the back post. He's got a little early, and there was a flick off one of the Millwall players as the ball came into the box, and unmarked in the back post, he's tucked it in. But yeah, rightly offside, although Bristol City's fans are screaming out, getting olayed at the moment by the Millwall fans.
I think Millwall have been good. But they've been good for it. We're just basically seeing our time. Millwall 2-0 up against 10-man Bristol City. Full time next on TalkSport.
At AJ Bell, we believe investing is for everyone, even people who know nothing about investing. Like Keith, who thought dividends were a boy band. Jessica, who thought compound interest was a prison dating app. And Sue thought FTSE 100 was a bit of under-the-table fun, which surprised her accountant. If we can make investing feel good for them, it's no wonder which have recommended us 8 years running.
AJ Bell. Feel good investing. The value of your investments can go up or down.
It's a new season. The fans are back, and so is Coral's free reward shaker with bigger football rewards. The half and half scarfers shaking decisively for once. They back the Super Boost. Next to that, the prawn sandwich brigade. Oh, they've shaken up a free bet after that free lunch. Play Coral's free reward shaker to win bigger guaranteed daily rewards and offers this season. Coral, we're here for it.
18 plus UK Max 1 reward offer for player today, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Reward restrictions and T's and C's apply. Gamble.rules.
With up to £3,000 every year towards career growth with Amazon, I started in the warehouse, knowing I could train in things like coding or robotics. It turns my job into a career. So it means I can be who I want to be, even if I haven't quite decided who that is yet.
Amazon, opening doors with up to £3,000 every year towards career growth. Eligibility conditions about type and duration of employment apply.
Football is back. This game on Monday night. Live Championship Football. Total Sport 2.
Cardiff versus Wrexham.
It's against the run of play. Coverage from 7. Kick-off 8 p.m. What a fabulous result. Monday night on the Ministry of Mammoth Football Debate. Total Sport 2.
Eat my girl.
Well, hold on, is it all over? At Carrow Road, Dean Ashton and Mike Saul.
We've got about 3.5 minutes of added time to come. It's now Norwich 1, West Brom 2. Matthias Quistgoren coming off the bench to head in from 5 yards out after Jacob Wright's shot was pushed into his path by Max O'Leary. Remember that West Brom scored twice in fairly quick succession. Arna Hegerberg with a close-range finish which looked like handball on the line, and then a brilliant solo goal from Jimmy J. Morgan means that it's 2-1, but I suspect for the next 2 minutes, Dean Ashton, it's going to be all Norwich as they come forward now, in fact, on the edge of the West Brom area, but they can't keep possession.
West Brom desperately trying to get another centre-back on. They'll probably have to sit in and defend this. Quistgoren with the headed goal, so simple after the save from O'Leary, who's actually been pretty good in the West Brom goal.
So with just a couple of minutes of added time left, it's Norwich 1, West Brom 2.
Big goal at the Riverside. Lucy Ward and John Dunn.
We've just got into injury time and it's Middlesbrough 2, Lincoln 1. They've turned this one around and it's Will Lancashire again. 3 goals in 2 games for his new side since joining from Spurs. But he owes so much to Ryan and the Green and Middlesbrough substitute on the right, twisting and turning. Brilliant skill, trickery to get to the byline, and he sent it low into the near post where Lancashire arrived. A real strike and finish. Lincoln have thrown bodies on the line, but it looks as though their return to the second tier will end in defeat.
Yeah, I mean, they've done really well, Lincoln, but I tell you what, how many times this season are we going to say Will Lancashire's in the right place at the right time? I mean, McGree did the most of the work down the right-hand side, but that kid just keeps going. He gets himself in good positions, sideplay it into the back of the net, but I thought Lincoln were going to hold out. In fact, there was a time in the last sort of 5 minutes where I thought Lincoln might nick it through a long throw, but they've just been completely ground down by the quality and depth that Middlesbrough have had. And this place absolutely erupted. Chris has been an absolutely brilliant game.
Lancashire have hit the post as well. As Lucy said, though, Lincoln were having a late search forward. They had a goal ruled out. We're into injury time, the closing stages. Live commentary on TalkSport 2. Middlesbrough 2, Lincoln 1.
Stephen and equalise at Burton 1-1. Ollie Sanderson from the Fulham man. Barnett get a third against Salford 3-0. Kabongo Shimanga with that goal. And Millwall fans celebrating already here at Ashton Gate. Lawrence Mora.
Yeah, as we head into 5 minutes of added on time, Bristol City 0, Millwall 2. They've been enjoying themselves. Josh Coburn at the double to win this. Bristol City haven't looked like they've had a prayer since Adam Randall's red card on 36 minutes. And Millwall showing what they're all about. Bristol City 0, Millwall 2.
And in the National League, Forest Green go 2-1 up at Worthing. Joshua Sude gets the goal. Robbie Savage says he's a changed man, says he's dealing with his emotions better. And if he stayed calm when they were 1-0 down, then fair play, because they've gone 2-1 up on the South Coast. Worthing 1, Forest Green Rovers 2. We're still waiting for full times in the Championship. Here it's 10-man Bristol City 0, Millwall 2, Middlesbrough 2-1 up on Lincoln, West Brom 2-1 up on Norwich, QPR 3-1 up at Pompey, and Swansea 2-1 up at Stoke. Let's go to chart what's happening there. Ian Abrahams.
Charlton 2, Derby 1. Charlton almost had a third, and Tyrese Campbell wasn't quite found by Lee Byrne, who's been really lively since coming on. Derby need an equaliser in 8 added on minutes. Charlton 2, Derby 1. Vicky Dimitru, the experienced leader for Crewe, has been staying top, so they're down to 10, Crawley down to 9, it's still 0-0. Walsall go 2-0 up at Gillingham. James Conley with the goals, happening at the Talk Sports Alex Brooke.
Middlesbrough at Queen's Park Rangers 3, still 2 minutes of normal time to play here as Bobby play corner into the penalty area. Kobe Bishop rising at the far post. He's been penalised for a foul, and that really sums up the home team's frustration. They look better in their second half since Josh Murphy in particular has come on the left-hand side, but QPR's defence has held pretty firm. A disappointing start then to the league campaign for John Massinio and his Portsmouth players, but an excellent one it looks like for Julian Stefan at the Queen's Park Rangers. Portsmouth 1, QPR 3.
So football one back with a 3-1 down. Let's get the closing stages at the Riverside. Talk Sports, John Dunn.
Middlesbrough 2, Lincoln 1. Middlesbrough trying to find the third with Ryland McGree breaking into the penalty area. He is dispossessed as Lincoln maybe have one last go at getting themselves an equaliser. They led in the first half. Adam Reach after 12 minutes, a sweet finish, and there is the full-time whistle. A real game of two halves because Lincoln in the second tier for the first time in 65 years with a better team in the first half. Led through Adam Reach after 12 minutes, a sweet finish on the work from Draper and Wickett on the right-hand side. Draws Wickett to the Lincoln goal. He made two really good saves in the first period. Likewise in the second when he denied Walter Richard. Just after the hour, Middlesbrough got themselves nibbled. Richard with the ball in from the right. Castledean's shot was turned over from close range by Will Lancashire. It was all Middlesbrough after that. Lincoln couldn't get out of their own half. Lancashire hit the post, and then in injury time he sealed the win with a finish from close range after great work by Riley McGree. Full time, Middlesbrough 2, Lincoln 1.
Millwall have won here at Bristol City. Closing stages at Carrow Road. Mike Sewell.
The whistle has just gone. It's finished Norwich 1, West Brom 2. A textbook smash and grab by the Baggies after Norwich dominated the play for nearly 75 minutes. They had several chances, couldn't find a way past Max O'Leary in the West Brom goal. He made several important saves, but it all came down really to a pivotal moment in the 75th minute when Jimmy J. Morgan's left wing cross was met at the far post by Aaron Hegerber, although replay showed that he handled the ball across the line. The goal was given, Norwich were furious, and they suffered for the next few minutes because West Brom pushed, almost got a second goal, until Morgan came up with a solo finish, running in from the left, right into the heart of the Norwich penalty area to score from relatively close range and leave Vladan Kovacevic like a statue in front of his goal. Norwich scored what proved to be a consolation in the dying seconds of the 90 through Matthias Piskoren. But Dean Ashton, well, you said it as well. It is a smashing grab from West Brom.
Yeah, they just started there. They made it difficult for Norwich, who didn't really have the answers and couldn't create these golden opportunities. And then obviously took that opportunity themselves. Here's handball, pretty sure from the replay that I looked at. Hegerber definitely handled it, and it just changed the dynamic of the game. It sort of, Norwich didn't really recover after that. And West Brom then looked a bit more comfortable and had that breakaway goal. But I think the story will definitely be the handball.
Norwich can complain all they like, but they've been punished for not taking their chances. West Brom lead with all 3 points. Norwich 1, West Brom 2.
Harrogate get a third to steal the win at Wealdstone 3-1 out. We'll get all the full times, a full classified check at 5:15. Remember that Millwall fans away to our left celebrating here at Ashton Gate, and here's why. Lawrence Mora.
Bristol City 0, Millwall 2. The Lions shown that last season wasn't a freak. It wasn't a flash in the pan. They're an impressive, imposing side who are tactically strong and got some real match winners in this squad. After a high-octane, on and off the pitch start to this game, once Alan Randall, the Bristol City central midfielder, was sent off on 36 minutes, there was only going to be one winner. Randall, already on a yellow, wrapped his arms around Josh Coburn in the middle of the visitors' half as he was turned. It was a real bonkers decision, given he was on a yellow. He got his second, he was off. Coburn made them pay. First tapping home before half-time from inside the 6-yard box, then 5 minutes into the second half, heading home from Metcalf's right wing cross. City were then made to suffer. The visitors popping it around, and dare I say, a new Bristol City manager Michael Scubala getting a tactical lesson from Alex O'Neill on his own championship debut. It all fell flat for Bristol City. It's finished the Ashley game. Bristol City 0, Millwall 2.
Well, that's the reality. Millwall, real deal. They were good today, weren't they?
They were really, really good. Coburn looked great up front. Taylor and Cooper, the centre halves, they're the real deal as centre-back partnerships in this championship. And Lisby came off the bench. Femi Aziz, who's such a good player, such an important player for Millwall, he came off injured. But Lisby came on and was absolutely terrific. You can tell the Millwall fans have already taken to him. He got a big cheer at the end, doing the punch in front of them. And yeah, he's going to be a little bit of a star for them, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Good win for Millwall against 10-man Bristol City. Michael Scubala's reign here at Ashton Gate starts with defeat. Bristol City 0, Millwall 2. Carlisle in the National League have just got a 96-minute equaliser at Yeovil. Yeovil conceded in the 96th minute last week as well, another equaliser, and that's the full-time score there as well. Full-time at Stoke in the Championship, Dave Rowe.
Stoke 1, Swansea 2, nearly 3,000 Swansea fans enjoying a day one victory, turnaround success, and a one where squad depth really made the difference, certainly in the second half. Stoke scored early on 10 minutes when Eric Boken arrived in the area to convert after good play to set things up by Rigo, and it was 1-0 for home side. They couldn't go on from that. Swansea level midway through the half, but Joseph Aponko arriving at the right-hand side after a cross into the left by Yo was flicked on by Bipotnik. So what a piece out the break. They've turned in the second half. Stoke were on top. The big moment came when Bigero made a stunning save. Sorba Thomas cut in from the left, unleashed the right-foot shot that Bigero dealt with. Then the manager, the head coach for Swansea City, Vitor Matos made a triple substitution, and within seconds they were in front. And it was a first touch by Alan Nidar to score the winning goal after a great cross in by Timon from the left-hand side. After that, Swansea sort things out well. Only really one chance for home side. Bokas denied by the keeper, Johansson. It didn't take too long for the home crowd to become frustrated. There were loud boos, the full-time whistle from the home crowd. But then again, there were still 45 games to go. Stoke 1, Swansea 2.
Nobody thinks like that when you lose at home, especially in the first game of the season. It's all over. This is how emotional we are as football fans. I know my season's all over anyway. Right, let's get full time. Whistle's just gone at Charlton. Talksport Ian Abrams.
Charlton 2, Derby 1. Charlton go from behind to win this one. The skipper, Lloyd Jones, heading home on the hour mark before Tyrese Campbell, 10 minutes from time, with a super finish, left-footed 12 yards out, left to centre across the goalkeeper, won it for the Addicts. Sammy Smollett to put Derby in front. At that point, nearly successive seasons in a row looked to be going well behind them, especially as they was in control. Second half, though, Nathan Jones entered his bench, Charlton improved, and Derby lost again. Charlton 2, Derby 1.
Is it all over at Pompey yet, Alex Crook?
It is now Portsmouth 1, Queen's Park Rangers 3. The full-time whistle has just sounded. You can hear the boos from the home supporters. It was an afternoon that started so brightly. Pompey far the better team for the opening half an hour. They took a deserved lead on 15 minutes. Terry Devlin with an absolute cracker from 30 yards out, curling a shot into the bottom corner. But it all went wrong, really, in the final 15 minutes of that first half. Elias Chet equalised on 33 from point-blank range. Saito put QPR in front with a shot that took a double deflection before wrong-footing Nicholas Schmidt in the Pompey goal. That really summed up the host's afternoon, and it looked all over. 2 minutes in the first half stoppage time. Chair again from close range, this time after Amadou and Bengu, the right back, had been given the freedom of his side of Fratton Park. Pompey huffed and puffed in the second half. Josh Murphy, back from a long injury layoff, at least looked decent, had a couple of efforts across the face of goal, but really this was QPR's afternoon. Julian Stefan's side ended last season with 4 straight league defeats. They started this one with an impressive comeback win on the south coast, but it looks like being a long, hard season for Pompey and John Massino. Portsmouth 1, QPR 3.
In that friendly in Poland, Man United go 2-1 upon AC Milan. Patrick Dorgu early in the second half. Full time in League 2 at York. What a game, Graham Courtney.
York City 3, Bristol Rovers 2. What a great advert for this division. York started the game rightly, but against the run of play, Rovers scored. Got to go.
10 men. There's been a 95th minute goal, and it's gone to Crew. Josh March with it. Crawley 0, Crew 1. Still playing. All the full-time classifieds coming up at 5:15 on Talk Sport. The full-time whistles have only just gone in League One. Let's go to Orient first of all. Talk Sport, Sam Ellards.
Leighton Orient 1, Sheffield Wednesday 2. Wednesday begin live back in League One with 3 points. The away side took the lead, and Orient keeper Nathan Baxter looking to launch the ball up the field and closed down by Callum Slatery. The keeper's clearance went in off the Wednesday attacker. Not long after in the first half, the home side were level. Joseph Aluwu unmarked to the back post from a free kick. First time finish into the bottom corner. The away side, Sheffield Wednesday, really impressive in the second half, showing their quality in particular going forward. Jamal Lowe forced a great save from Baxter, had a goal disallowed for offside, and then won a penalty. He got up and took it himself and scored. Barry Bannon back at Sheffield Wednesday missed an open goal to make it 3, and then right to the end, a long throw coming into the box for the home side. It fell to Armando Dogra at the back post. He has so much time, completely unmarked, but his first time shot went wide. The away side hang on, and after a tough season last year in the Championship, points deduction, administration, relegation, it's a new start, and they start the season with 3 points. Leighton Orient 1, Sheffield Wednesday 2.
And all over at Oakwell as well in League One. Anna Condola.
Well, it's finished Barnsley 0, Bromley 1. After several chances for both sides throughout, the breakthrough finally came in the 70th minute off the bench and making his Bromley debut. Victor Adebayo made an immediate impact, tapping home from close range after Ethan Archer's initial shot appeared to be heading wide. It was a memorable introduction for Adebayo, who found the net just moments after coming onto the pitch. But the hero today, without a doubt, was Bromley boss Andy Woodman. His inspired changes, bringing on Archer and Adebayo, who both were directly involved for the goal that provided Bromley a dream start to life in League One. But just seconds ago, the Barnsley fans turned to the board, who had just sat about 10 yards behind me, urging them to make new signings. The faces that are sat behind me are like thunder. A big end to the transfer window, perhaps for Barnsley. But the day belongs to Bromley. Maybe a little message sent to the rest of the division that the new boys are in town. Full-time here at Oakwell, it's Barnsley 0, Bromley 1.
Well, League Two last season for Bromley was all about half-time team talks from Andy Woodman, and in fact he did a lovely little feature for us during the World Cup about the value of half-time team talks and about bringing subs on that score goals, because he did it to great effect last season and has started the League One season doing it as well. Fair play to him. Listen, all the classifieds coming up at 5:15. I'll just run through the Championship full-time shift. Bristol City 0, Millwall 2, Charlton 2, Derby 1, Borough 2, Lincoln 1, Middlesbrough coming from behind, a late winner there as well. Norwich 1, West Brom 2, controversy there with one of the West Brom goals. Portsmouth 1, QPR 3, and Stoke 1, Swansea 2. All full times at 5:15, as I say. We'll get more reflections on those Championship games as well in due course. We're with you till 5:30, and then the game day phone in 03717223344. We've had some friendlies as well for the Premier League side. Spurs, first of all, Talk Sports Tom Clayton.
Tottenham 3, Hoffenheim 0. A game that Spurs deserve to win, but still few things to work on ahead of the new Premier League season for Roberto De Zerbi. In the first half, Spurs were keen to push forward with Richarlison leading the press well. He got the go-ahead goal on 35 minutes when it was fed out wide to Robertson, who crossed into the Brazilian in an acre of space who tucked home. Second half, Hoffenheim controlled the ball well and gave Spurs a defensive challenge, which in fairness they answered. Matisse Tell was quiet in the game, but for the 2 breakaway moments where he provided 2 assists for Mikey Moore, who looked strong down the right. Both goals were similar as Tell beat defenders on the left, as he fed Moore in the middle, who put it into the corner on both occasions. A few shaky moments at the back, but they remained strong enough to keep a clean sheet. Spurs will have half an eye on what happened at the G-Tech this afternoon as they meet when the season starts next weekend. But today, it's a momentum-building victory. Full-time, Tottenham 3, Hoffenheim 0.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a moment. Man United have been pegged back 2-2 against AC Milan in Wrocław in Poland in a friendly, and been a friendly at Everton today. Matt Jones.
And it's finished Everton 1, Lille 1. Lille equalising with pretty much the last kick of the game. Everton failing to deal with the ball that came into the box. It was met by Haraldsson near the penalty spot, and he absolutely unleashed a vicious volley that flew past the goalkeeper Travers, who did get a hand to it but couldn't keep it out. Everton had earlier taken the lead in the first half, and Dye slotting home for the penalty spot after a foul on Dewsbury Hall, and they had pretty pretty much the best chances throughout the game, but couldn't find that second goal. Roll, Dibbling, and among them Brennan Johnson coming close to getting that second. It does finish all square. Everton, though, a good run out ahead of their opening game against Crystal Palace next week. Everton 1, Lille 1.
Yeah, just ridiculous at the G-Tech this afternoon for Brentford. TalkSport's Toby Gillies.
Brentford 7, Eintracht Frankfurt 0. Brentford complete their pre-season with a comprehensive hammering of last season's 8th place team in the Bundesliga. They look more like 8th in League 2, but take nothing from the Bees, who were magnificent. Goals from Kevin Schade, record signing Mamadou Sangare, and Igor Thiago gave them a 3-0 lead at the break. Dango Ouattara's high finish and King Lewis Potter's breakaway strike made it 5, before Thiago and Schade then assisted each other for their respective second goals in the second half. There were home debuts late on for Callum Wilson and Jayden Anthony, but on this evidence they'll do well to get close to the starting 11. Brentford have scored 4, 4 and 7 in their final 3 games going into the season proper. It's Tottenham on the opening day here next weekend. Their new look defence had better be ready. Brentford 7, Eintracht Frankfurt 0.
You just know 0-0 incoming after that pre-season, don't you? They're going to get the full times in around about 5 minutes' time, but let's get some early thoughts on some of these championship games today. Let's go first of all to the Riverside. What a finale, what a game it sounded like. Lucy Ward was there for TalkSport. Will Lancashire is already becoming a Middlesbrough legend. He's scored both goals as Middlesbrough have won 2-1. That's come from behind, but I mean, how do you sum up a game like that? It sounded fantastic.
Honestly, it had absolutely everything, and Lincoln completely played their part. I mean, Borough had the majority of the second half, and they had the ability to bring on, players like McGree who made a difference, and so the strength and depth was different. Lincoln, if they play like they did in the first half and into the second half, all the way through the season, they'll be fine. Honestly, they'll be fine. They nearly held out, actually nearly nicked it a couple of minutes before Borough actually scored their second, but Middlesbrough just have, and they've got that player, that Johnny on the spot. He's movement brilliant, Lancashire. Honestly, he could get in positions. He scored one from nothing, stuck his leg out, scored a goal, and then the second one, McGree made it, and he put it in the back of the net. But Lincoln, like I say, they played their part, and they'll be disappointed that it's how they bounced back, because this game in League One, they probably would have won it because they got themselves in front and they started very aggressively. But they'll learn lots from today. But I certainly wouldn't be put off if I was a Lincoln City fan.
Yeah, talk to me about Lancashire. We were having a discussion during the World Cup. There was a bit of a discussion about who eventually, in time, takes over from Harry Kane, and I threw the name of Will Lancashire in. And at the time he hadn't moved, the move hadn't happened. I'd only seen him play for Spurs under-21s and for Oxford as well, and I was quite impressed, but I didn't throw the name in with a great deal of conviction, like he's definitely going to be the replacement for Harry Kane, and you still can't have that conviction, but has he got the makings of somebody who could go even higher, be an elite?
Absolutely. I mean, he's had loans and done well. He's come here. They've paid money for him. The crowd absolutely love him. I'll tell you the one thing, Ed, for me, is that he'll do things that probably disappoint him, but he doesn't let it affect him. He just keeps going and he keeps appearing. His movement is very, very good. And so if they can find him like they did for the 2 goals, then they've got a player on their hands. But certainly, he looks like he will just grow. He looks like he will just fly this season. Starting off, scoring last week, getting 2 today. As a centre forward, that's exactly what you want. And the skill of being able to move into the right place at the right time, where the ball's going to be, is absolutely priceless for Borough.
I'll talk to you about Lincoln in a bit. Let's go to Carrow Road. Norwich 1, West Brom 2, but Dean Ashton, former England striker, as you said in summing up the story, is the controversy around West Brom's opening goal to go wide on a Hegerbu. With clearly a handball, have seen it. It is definitely a handball. Your colleague Mike Searle saying that's bring big. Well, he didn't say it, but he said there will be calls for VAR in the Championship. Philippe Clement has called for that before, the Norwich City manager. I'm not having it. I'm fairly sure you're not having it either, but it's a controversial moment without doubt.
It's a massively controversial moment because it was so clear. I think that's what the disappointment is that the officials didn't see it, because almost both his arms were out away from his body. It's not as if it's just a hand that's crept out really close to his body. This is quite a clear and obvious error from the officials, so that's why the calls will be for it. But I think that's why the fans, certainly the 3 teams that have got relegated from the Premier League,
have all talked about how great it's going to be to not have VAR in the Championship this season, because teams can actually celebrate goals. But you're going to get those bad decisions. We used to have to accept it. It feels like certain people don't want to have to accept that anymore. But ultimately, it was hard on Norwich. But then again, I think you said it straight away. You said, well, it had 70 minutes to create and take chances. They hadn't. And even at this level, if you don't take your chances, the opposition will have their moments. And they were poor in their defensive moments, Norwich, and it really did cost them.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's difficult for officials. I get that. I get all of that. For me, it's one that the referee probably can't see because it's kind of hidden by Higbo's back, if you like. Lino, should he see it? I don't know, but you know what? It's going to happen. But how often, Dean, does it happen? It's not so often that you have to have VAR in the Championship.
No, it's not. Not as obvious as that as well today. I wonder whether there's something you could bring in to sort of. I know it won't help Norwich today, will it? But you could say, well, the player. What imagine Hegerberg went, yeah, I handballed it. I mean, he's not going to do it, is he? But imagine.
Can you imagine?
But therefore, there should be a punishment. He knows he's done it. He knows he's handballed it. Yet he's wheeling away and pretending that he hasn't. That is deceiving.
I've got a suggestion, Dean. I've got a suggestion. What about, straight away there was a lot of controversy. The Norwich players knew what had happened. They were surrounding the referee. What if the ref went up to Hegerberg and said, did you handball it? If he then blatantly lies and says no, where do we go then?
Well, then there should be a punishment for it, surely.
I think that's the key. A referee, if he can go up to the player, look him in the eye and say, did you handball it? If that player then says no and you play on and the goal's given, afterwards there's got to be some serious retrospective, right?
I think so. I mean, as a player it's very difficult because there's 6,000 reasons why you don't want to tell him that it's not a goal.
I've just solved the problem, haven't I? I've just realised. It's as simple as that, one. The referee should just ask the player, and if he lies, and it's a blatant lie, then, yeah, there's a serious punishment. Dean will get more from you very shortly, but TalkSport is the only place for a full, comprehensive, classified check, and we have all the results in. So let's get the full times.
This is game day.
Full-time classifieds.
In the Championship, Bolton 2, Preston 1, Bristol City 0, Millwall 2, Charlton 2, Derby 1, Middlesbrough 2, Lincoln 1, Norwich 1, West Brom 2, Portsmouth 1, QPR 3, Stoke 1, Swansea 2, Sheffield United Birmingham is at 5:30. It's live on TalkSport 2. League 1, Notts County 1, Leicester 1, Oxford United 2, MK Dons 2, Reading 3, Luton 4, Barnsley 0, Bromley 1, Blackpool 1, Wycombe 1, Bradford 2, Peterborough 0, Burton 1, Stevenage 1, Cambridge United 3, Wigan 2, Huddersfield 3, AFC Wimbledon 0, Leyton Orient 1, Sheffield Wednesday 2, Mansfield 2, Doncaster 1, Plymouth 1, Stockport 3, League 2, Newport 3, Rochdale 0, Oldham 2, Port Vale 0, Accrington 2, Colchester 2, Barnet 3, Salford 1, Cheltenham 2, Rotherham 1, Chesterfield 0, Fleetwood 1, Crawley 0, Crewe 1, Gillingham 0, Walsall 3, Grimsby 1, Exeter 0, Northampton 0, Swindon 0, Tranmere 2, Shrewsbury 0, York 3, Bristol Rovers 2, National League, Aldershot 0, Hartlepool 1, Barrow 1, Hornchurch 2, Gateshead 2, Woking 0, FC Halifax Town 1, Bournemouth 3, Kidderminster 1, Eastleigh 0, Solihull Moors 0, Boston United 2, Southend 1, Scunthorpe 0, Sutton United 1, Altrincham 0, Tamworth 1, AFC Fylde 2, Wilkestone 1, Harrogate 3, Worthing 1, Forest Green 2, Yeovil 1, Carlisle 1, National League North, Bedford Town 2, Darlington 3, Brackley Town 1, Heaven Town 1, Chester 2, Kingsley 0, Harbour Town 1, Morecambe 0, Hensford 3, Scarborough Athletic 4, Hereford 1, Marine 0, Macclesfield 2, Radcliffe 1, South Shields 2, Chorley 1, Southport 1, Buxton 1, Sporting United 0, Oxford City 1, Spennymoor 2, Merthyr Town 1, Worksop 2, AFC Telford 1, National League South, AFC Tottenham 1, Billericay 0, Braintree 3, Cheshire United 2, Chelmsford 0, Truro 0, Dover 5, Slough 3. Ebbsfleet against Folkestone Invicta match postponed. This Kent derby postponed because Ebbsfleet have been suspended by the National League. Club needs to pay a tax bill reportedly of around £130,000 by Tuesday at 5 p.m. and other debts of around £30,000 as well. Farnborough 0, Hemel Hempstead Town 2, Horsham 0, Salisbury 0, Maidenhead 0, Dorking 0, Tunbridge Angels 1, Torquay United 2, Bolton and Hersham 0, Maidstone 3, Western Supermare 3, Hampton and Richmond Borough 0. Scottish League Cup second round, Aberdeen 3, Dundee 0, Dunfermline 1, Ross County 2, Dundee United Celtic kicks off at 5:45. Scottish League 1, Our Athletic 3, Montrose 0, East Kilbride 3, Cove Rangers 0, Hamilton 4, Airdrie 0, Peterhead 2, East Fife 1. Scottish League 2, Annan Athletic 1, Clyde 2, Dumbarton 0, Edinburgh City 3, Elgin 4, Kelty Hearts 1, Forfarth 3, Stirling 0, Stranraer 1, the Spartans 0, Irish Premiership, Bangor 0, Cliftonville 3, Coleraine 0, Larne 0, Crusaders 2, Ballymena United 1, Limavady 1, Carrick Rangers 2, Linfield 2, Glentoran 1, Portadown 0, Dungannon Swifts 1, and in the Cymru Premier, Barrytown 1, Cardiff Met 0, and Carnarvon against Colwyn Bay has only just kicked off.
Gentlemen, inflate your ball. Game day.
And there is the full-time whistle. You can sense the relief in the Top Sheet Community Stadium. Bolton Wanderers 2, Preston North End 1.
Portsmouth 1, Queen's Park Rangers 3. A terrible 15 minutes for that Pompey back line. John Massinio down there on the tap side. He must be absolutely raging.
Bristol City 0, Millwall 2, Josh Coburn at the double, and it was so easy.
Stoke 1, Swansea 2. They've turned it around here, and Alan Eder has scored with his first touch.
Leighton Orient 1, Sheffield Wednesday 2. Jamal Lowe was pulled to the floor after receiving the ball with his back to goal, and the referee didn't hesitate. He pointed to the spot. Jamal Lowe himself, he got up, he took the penalty, and he sent the goalkeeper out the wrong way.
Lift off for Bromley in League 1. It's Barnsley 0, Bromley 1. And off the bench is Victor Adebayo.
Game over. Norwich 0, West Brom 2. Jimmy J. Morgan with the goal. A solo goal cutting in from the left.
Charlton 2, Derby 1, Tyrese Campbell with the goal. Ball broke to Campbell, left half for the penalty area, 12 yards out. He smashed it across the keeper into the far corner.
Plenty to talk about from the day's action. We've got club friendlies going on as well. Chelsea beat Real Sociedad 3-1. Tottenham beat Hoffenheim 3-0. Currently ongoing, actually, in Poland there's a friendly. Man United 2, AC Milan 4. Ruben Loftus-Cheek has just got the 4th for Milan. Marcus Rashford is on after an hour for Manchester United as a sub, wearing the number 9 as well. Leeds 4, Augsburg 0. Borussia Mönchengladbach 2, Aston Villa 1. McGinn with Villa's goal. The young Brazilian Alisson, who came on and did all right in the Super Cup, he's been sent off for Aston Villa. Bournemouth lost 2-1 against Mainz of Germany. Union Berlin 2, Ipswich Town 4. Jack Clark, Emerson, Dara O'Shea, Casey McAteer with the goals for Ipswich. Brentford 7, Eintracht Frankfurt 0. Brighton 1, Bologna 0, Jack Hinshaw. Everton 1, Lille 1. Hull 0, Nice 0. Newcastle 1, Bayer Leverkusen 2, Mike Tower with a goal from Newcastle. Sunderland beat Rennes 2-1. Fulham 0, Stuttgart 0 is the latest from a 4 o'clock kick-off, and Palace lost 3-0 to Freiburg. Coming up when we're done in around about 10 minutes. Carlton Cole's going to be taking your calls. 03717 722 3344. What you talking about, Carlton?
How you doing, Adrian? Nice to hear you on airwaves, mate. You good?
Lovely to speak to you, mate. I'm really looking forward to listening to you on the way home as well. I mean, the football's back, mate. The football is back. Plenty to get stuck into.
Yeah, so we're going to look at probably Middlesbrough and their promotion claim. I think they just got away with it today, didn't they? They were 1-0 down. Lincoln City giving them a hard game to go through, and then you've got Middlesbrough. Will Lancashire, is he the man to fire? I would say, as a striker, is he the man to fire Middlesbrough?
Mate, I've seen him a few times. I really rate this guy. Even before the move to Middlesbrough, I thought he seems like a good lad, and he seems like a really good player as well. There's controversy at Norwich as well. You got that handball goal. I mean, it's not for me, mate, but people are going to call for VAR. I'm not having it.
Yeah, there was a handball last night as well with the Blackburn game. So there's a few things that we need to speak about. VAR in the
the Championship. Is that a new thing? Is that what we're going to talk about? Is there going to be investments in that? You never know, because there's a lot riding on it. And
Well, let me ask you this one, Carl. This is what I just said to Dean Ashton, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of fuss. When the ball goes in, Norwich players surround the ref, and I then said to Dean, right, at that point, if the ref goes up to Hegebo, who scored the goal, if he goes up to him and says, did you handball it, looks him in the eye, says, did you handball it, if he then says no, game goes on, goal given, and they then find out it was clear handball, then he's got to be seriously retrospectively punished. But if he looks him in the eye and says, did you handball it, and he just says, yeah, fair play, then the goal isn't given. Is that a way forward? Can you do that?
I don't think you can, because there's going to be some snidey players.
There's going to be some lies.
There's going to be some lies there. I don't think you can go on the human reaction sometimes. The referee's got to make a quick judgment. And sometimes, listen, they get it wrong, they get it right. It's just how the game goes, Adrian.
This is true. Listen, Carlton, looking forward to it, mate. We've got low. I'm going to be listening on the way home. Have a good one. 03717 444 is the number to call. That one's going to run. You might have your own answers to that problem, but I'm fairly sure the fans and players would not want VAR. I mean, I was speaking to Wolves fans yesterday, even Wolves officials yesterday. They will remain nameless, but they were saying to me one of the great things about this is there's no VAR this season. So I do not believe there will be, only from certain managers and certain club owners would they want VAR. Let's go back to the Riverside. Middlesbrough came from behind to win 2-1, as Carlton was just saying there. I want to know, Lucy Ward, what's your message to Lincoln fans after what's happened today?
I'll tell you what, their reaction at the end of the game, they all stood and applauded their team. I'll tell you what, the only thing that I would say, they just ran out of legs and the sub just couldn't keep that going, keep the intensity going. But you come into Middlesbrough, who are promotion candidates, who have got the crowd behind them, the opening game of the league season. But I'll tell you what, Lincoln did absolutely brilliant. They defended well first half, they get the ball up the pitch, they get bodies around the ball, the set pieces and throw-ins are excellent, and they nearly hung on, if it wasn't for Lancashire and Borough's pressure. So I would just say they just got to keep going. You know, that Lincoln will get games like this against, you know, much better, bigger clubs in the Championship. But I tell you what, if they play like that, then they will go through the Championship season and they will pick up points and surprise a lot of people. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I think their season's going to be absolutely fascinating. They've played well, but they haven't got the victory that, or anything from the game. They possibly thought they might have got a draw from the game. In terms of Middlesbrough, do they look like promotion contenders? Because they were brilliant without a finisher last season, and they've got a finisher now.
Yeah, they have, and they also got Kyle Joseph as well, who works really hard, and they played him up there with Lancashire, and that makes a difference as well. So all of a sudden, that you've got that option as well, and you know, the players that they brought brought McGree on, who was absolutely brilliant. Alston, the new USA signing to the left hand side, is probably more of a wing back than a left back. And Sarmiento came on and had a nice little cameo as well. So you can tell that they're together. You can tell that they're all going in the same direction. The crowd got a little bit agitated because they actually thought that Lincoln might nick it at the end, but I just look at them, Aidan, I just think on the bench as well, they've spent some money, they've used Hayden Hackney's transfer money well, and they look like I think the only thing I would say is centre back. Will they bring another centre back in? They have brought Phillips in from Spurs. Will he play? I think that might make it a difference. You've got Luke Hayden, who is a fantastic pro, and who obviously played a lot of his career at full back. He's playing at centre back and he leads by example, but you'll need a little bit more, I think, in terms of, because obviously they've got all the games that Borough have got to play. So yeah, they're looking okay, Borough.
Well, Shane, Lucy, thank you very much. Quick trip to Norwich. They were beaten by West Brom 2-1. Jimmy J. Morgan, how good is he, Dean Ashton?
Oh, there's so much potential there. I think he never stopped running, he never stopped trying, because first half he got nothing at all from Darling and Cordova. It can be easy as a young player to feel like physically you're maybe struggling in the game, but he didn't just let that affect him. He kept going in the second half because they didn't create much for him, and in the end he's ended up winning the game for West Brom with an assist and a goal. So that just shows me the mentality of him. Before you even look at the technical ability, when you get to see the second goal, it's outstanding composure. And there's not many players that can do that in that sort of situation, where you can just take that extra touch in the calmness of the penalty area when there's bodies around you, and then finishing the way he does. That kind of finish showed me what type of player and person he is in those pressurised situations. I think that's what's probably so exciting for West Brom fans to see.
Superb stuff, Dean. Enjoyed your work last night and today as well. It is so good to have Around the Grounds back on TalkSport, and we're taking your calls next. Plenty to talk about. 03717 223344.
Your call is important to us. You are currently number 25 in the queue.
25? Seriously?
Sounds like Ojo time.
Nice idea. Be on the phone with Play Ojo, the online casino with all the latest live casino and slot games. New players get 50 free spins on Big Bass Bonanza, plus instant payouts on winnings.
Sorry about the wait. How can I help?
You can help me celebrate. I won! Best odds only, most winter instant, 18 plus capital wet, T&C's apply.
Dream Team was the Sun's fantasy football game, and it's back to make every moment matter this season. From clean sheets to cards, assists, and the all-important goals. Just pick a team that picks up points, and you can win a share of £100,000. Download the free app to make every moment matter with the Sun Dream Team. T&C's apply, 18 plus only.
Not sure where to start for a new kitchen? Wix offers a free kitchen design service. Book your free home measure or install consultation at Wix.
Sport. It's in your DNA. That's why at Spread Exports you get great offers and features to aid your sports betting, including £30 in free bets when you join and place a qualifying £10 fixed odds bet at minimum odds of 1 to 2. Visit spreadex.com/DNA for full terms and conditions. Spread Exports. It's in our DNA. 18 plus gambleware.org. Qualifying bets cannot be cashed out early. 1 step will get free £10 fixed odds bets on consecutive days. Free bet stakes not included in any winnings. Free bets must be claimed within 28 days.
It's the preview to the new Premier League season. FA Community Shield live on TalkSport. A goal to celebrate! Tomorrow afternoon from 1:30, last season's Premier League champions go head-to-head with the FA Cup victors to take home the Community Shield. What a way to do it! Full match build-up ahead of uninterrupted kick-by-kick commentary.
Of Arsenal versus Manchester City.
FA Community Shield.
Versus Manchester City.
Tomorrow afternoon from 1:30, live on TalkSport.
On the TalkSport app and on your smart TV. Game day phone-in. TalkSport.
The world is listening.
It's football on the line.
Clear and have a go!
The nation's first stop football phone-in.
Enter the Sports Asylum. Game day phone-in on TalkSport.
Welcome to the Game Day Phone on TalkSport. I'm your host, Jeremy O'Hara, alongside 2012 Championship Flat Final Goal Scorer. Goal to Goal is in the building. This show is by the fans, for the fans. Get involved right now. 03 717 223344. The EFL is back. Already a reality check in League One for Leicester. They drew 1-1 at Notts County. Bromley win their first ever game in the third tier. Heartbreak for Lincoln away at Borough in the Championship. It's still just kicked off at Bramall Lane between Sheffield United and Birmingham over on TalkSport 2. We'll let you know whenever something goes on there. But get involved in the show. We're going to talk EFL action. Big day in the Championship. Big results already. Is your team up for the fight? We'll discuss Premier League as well. Fixtures coming up next week. We've got the Community Shield. Loads to go at. If you're ready, 03 717 223344. Right, Colin?
How you doing, mate?
How are you, mate? Good?
Yeah. Bit brick wall, but I'm hanging on in there.
Mate, it's been a good week, though.
Been a good week.
Hard week.
Hard week.
Grafted. The boys are back. EFL action is back.
Yeah. Listen, mate, I was speaking to Adrian Clark yesterday, last night. And the sponsor, his knowledge number. And when you speak to Adrian Clark, you just know football's back.
Yeah.
You know it.
Yeah.
The EFL's on. Everyone's getting their money's worth. And everyone's getting to the game. It's nice to see the fans in the stadiums again.
Yeah. Look, West Ham haven't played yet, but obviously you're up for the fight in the Championship.
Yeah, it's not going to
See
be
last night, like Wolves Blackburn, mate. Tight game.
Could have been you. Could have been you,
No,
mate.
it wasn't.
Could have been you, but we'll take the seat for now. We're going to do our work experience. You know what I mean? Character building.
Yeah, look, obviously you've had EFL games today.
Yeah.
Championship.
Yeah.
The curtain raiser last night with Wolves. You know, they drew 2-2, and you go, you know, mate, makes you realise, mate, no game is easy.
Nah.
It is not easy in the Championship.
Mate, like, you got to understand, even that game, Middlesbrough, Lincoln City, yeah, 1-0 down at half time. What are their fans thinking? And what are Lincoln City fans thinking? They said, is it that easy in this league? Yeah. So they was a bit unlucky, I thought, not to go all the way, but obviously the quality shone through in the end with Middlesbrough. Will Lancashire getting on the score. He was on the score sheet last week in the EFL Trophy as well.
Yeah, I think he's got 4 already, so he's had a great start.
To the season. So it's a good investment, great investment, man.
Yeah, man. He looks like a decent player, fair play to him.
It's not easy to score goals, and you've got a player like that scoring goals regularly. And you've got a goal scorer in the Championship, you've got to hold on to them, or you've got to buy them and try and get the goals in the shots in the net. Yeah. And he's one of those ones that's looking like he's doing the job.
Yeah, look, just looking at the results, obviously Millwall today, that's a really good move. I know they had a man sent off Bristol, so I don't know how they're feeling about the game, but Millwall...
Early on, wasn't it, as well?
Yeah, it was the first 4 minutes. They won the game 2-0. That's a great start. You know, because I was thinking, Alex Neil done a great job last season. Can they go again? They need to do one better. They have to get themselves up into the Premier League.
Yeah, listen, Bristol City, they're a good outfit, mate. They're a good outfit, but when you've got someone like Millwall, and they're strong last season, a little bit unlucky not to get promotion.
Yeah.
They was always involved, and they were giving everybody a hard time. And look, Alex Neil's going to be wanting to get promotion this year, definitely. But West Ham is a problem there, isn't it? They've taken a spot, so Millwall might be pushed down one at least.
Yeah, I'd like to know, Millwall fans, it's hard to keep on top of everything, but Championship business in terms of like players going. All I do know, there has been, just on transfer business, Inter Milan have confirmed Ben Spence.
Yeah, mate. What do you feel about that? Spurs legend.
Spurs legend. I like Ben Spence. I thought he was a good player. I would have liked him to stay. He don't start. You know, Porro is the right back. Yeah. And then you've got Robertson and Udogi. So, fair play to him.
Yeah.
What I wanted to say is...
30 million's it's not a lot.
Yeah, I know, but you're selling to like... The problem you've got is you're selling to foreign clubs who don't have the money like Premier
Yeah.
Now, the same thing with Romero. Like, we're selling Romero for like 34 million or something.
Yeah.
Stupid. He's captain, right? We sold Vuskovic to Brighton for 40 million. He hasn't even played for Tottenham. So how can you captain and we go for less money than a player who's not even played?
We've taken one of your players as well, haven't we?
You took Solomon, right?
Yeah.
I don't mind him, you know. He's not bad.
Good?
Yeah, well...
Tell me a little bit more about
listen, was he a winner? He's all right. He's good on the ball. He make things happen.
Yeah.
I think he's perfect for the Championship.
You reckon?
I think maybe he's not quite... He wasn't ready to play Premier League football under pressure. But West Ham have done some good business. Are you happy with it?
Yeah, so far. Obviously, there was a load of outgoings that we've had to be done. But I think there's not about 140 mil.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like going down to the Championship, making 140 mil, not too bad, Jamie.
No,
you know what I mean? Like, it's not easy to sell players, as you know.
Yeah.
But if you look
also kept going.
Yeah, so these are the things that you could keep. You keep one of your main players, and then the other players fancy it, and there's a roll-on effect.
Yeah.
Then everyone ends up staying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The key players, and I think when you got your captain staying, and you got Nuno still there.
Yeah, Nuno knows how to do
navigate. He knows how to navigate.
But
when I was looking at Wolves, so Wolves, they've got I think 1 or 2 players in, but the fans are not happy because they're looking at it and they're thinking, do you know what? It's not what we got promised.
Yeah, do you know
we need a reinvestment.
And
they can't get rid of players. That's the problem. So the ones
they've got some good players though.
Wolves have got decent players, but they've not got the players that they've got ain't sellable for them right now. They can't get them out. That's the biggest problem.
Yeah. And the thing is, the manager ain't done it for the Championship.
Exactly. So
you've got like West Ham have got a manager who knows how to do it.
Yeah.
He knows how to get out of his head.
So look, it's a gamble. It's a gamble for Wolves. I think we'll be right up there. I'm not going to hang my hat on winning the league, but I would expect us to be one or two. It's not easy. Not easy in that time there. You know how it is. People they look at your game as the cup final. And every game's hard. I was down there for a season with West Ham. It was hard. We drew about 10 games.
Yeah.
6 games in a row. And it gets to your head.
Yeah.
And they just camp in their box and then just try and get you on the counter attack. It's hard to break down.
Yeah.
You've got players that wanted to prove a point to other Premier League players and put themselves in the shop window and that sort of stuff. So it's hard. It's not easy. Even if you've got the best team, you're not playing against a name. You're playing against a team that wants to beat you.
Yeah. That's what I think West Ham have got to set their stall at early doors.
Yeah.
Win 5 or 6 on the bounce early. And say right, we ain't messing about.
Yeah.
I feel like Wolves instantly last night against Blackburn 2-2. Teams will go right.
It's like play against them.
Yeah, there's something for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. They ain't quite there. They ain't ready.
Yeah.
West Ham can't afford that.
You can't afford that. Yeah. Because we are the strongest team. I'd say we're the strongest team in the league. So, but that doesn't guarantee you wins. It gives a better high expectation, and the players will probably think, yeah, I fancy this. But at the same time, it doesn't work like that. People come and camp, and you can't even break them down, and that's the problem. So we've got to have players that are willing to just go all the way to the 90th minute. It might take 1-0, but you've got to make sure that you dig in.
Right, get some calls in. It's your chance. The Premier League ain't started yet. EFL action, Championship, League 1, League 2. We will take your call. 03717223344. Leon's phone us up. He's a QPR fan, right, Leon?
It's an interesting game today, isn't it?
Yeah, Leon, great result, right? 3-1.
We were unbelievable today.
Was you 1-0 down?
We were 1-0 down, but we controlled the game all the way throughout. And even at one, didn't really feel like we were under much pressure. But they scored from like a 25-yard goal. It was a really good goal, to be fair. But today, we haven't got our first choice left back, we haven't got our first choice right back. We have no central midfielders on the pitch. And Richard Cody didn't play what minute today either. I think Rangers will go back.
Ooh, that's a big statement.
A massive statement.
I never know what QPR are going to turn up. Like 1 minute I think you can be brilliant, and the next minute you're absolute gut.
But this season we've got depth, right? So we've signed Tarek Ramsey, who hasn't played today. We've signed Dennis Jurgen from Sunderland, who hasn't played today. We've got Nicholas Madsen, who hasn't played today. Jonathan Varane, who's come on today. Glenn Kamara, who's come on today. We're going up.
It's a big statement. We've only got finishing the top 8.
Gone early, isn't he? Gone early.
Yeah, it's gone early.
Gone early. We're going up.
It's outrageous. Like, you can literally be garbage halfway through the season.
Imagine the 3rd playing against the 8th. Oh, mate.
Top two.
You could be close.
2.
Leo, mate.
Calm down.
Who are you in front of them, mate? You got Middlesbrough and you got West Ham. You get in front of them.
West Ham?
Ain't that?
What, Darren Bowles?
Leon, come on.
Mate, Leo, come on, mate.
Vertical, come on.
Listen, like, I know he's going hard. He's going hard already, mate.
Look at him in the league.
Someone stop this man.
Sounds like you, Jamie, with Spurs.
Spurs up back, mate. It's up against Hoffenheim today, man. We're on fire. Mikey Moore.
What was the score?
I think it was 3-0 in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did 3-0.
That's a decent friend.
Charlison.
Yeah.
The owner. Mikey Moore. I think Mikey Moore might feature a little bit.
You reckon?
Yeah, I think De Zerbi might like him.
De Zerbi likes young players.
Yeah, of course he does. Especially ones who've got something about.
Yeah. So if he... Listen,
It's a good start, mate. Hoffenheim.
Everyone's got a fresh slate right now, so everyone needs to just give their best impression on the manager, and the manager hopefully does right by them, and if they're doing well, gets in. So Mikey Moore, well done. Good start.
Good start. It's pre-season. I want to hear from actually. You're a Spurs fan, pre-season friendly. If you ever had a pre-season friendly today, I think Man United, they're playing Milan, aren't they, as well? That's happening right now, so we'll take calls on that a little bit later.
Chelsea done well today.
Chelsea beat Sociedad?
Sociedad, yeah. Roger scored 1. Pedro 2.
Pedro got 2. Mate, Chelsea got serious front 3 on this Saturday.
Mate, listen, you see what Cundy was saying?
Yeah. It kind
of makes sense.
Cundy's talking crap.
What do you mean?
He's talking.
You like using that? We need to stop using that word. It's rude.
Chelsea is not going to win the league. That's not happening. Right. They look like a deep. All of a sudden, I look at the team. Yeah.
Enzo got some minutes today.
He got booed, apparently, Enzo. Yeah, Enzo Fernandez got booed by his own support. Do you think that's right?
I'm not a fan of bullying anyone, but when a player's actively trying to leave you, you know what I mean?
He might stay.
Yeah, he might stay.
It looks like he's gonna stay.
He might have no
Do you think
choice.
Chelsea fans really should just be like, well, there's no point booing because he's staying?
Yeah, I think so. They'll get it right.
What's the point in booing?
They're just showing their dismay right now. But I think they'll get over it once he bangs a couple of goals in.
Alright. Get your calls in today, guys. Game day phone-in, EFL action, pre-season friendlies as well. Man United played, Tottenham played, Chelsea have played. Are you ready for the Premier League season? 03 717 22 33
Mr. Q. Okay, next question. What do a reality TV romance, your ex, and Mr. Q withdrawals have in common? That's right. None of them last long, if you know what I mean. Because 99% of Mr. Q withdrawals are instant. If yours isn't, you get a tenner. Haters for losing, not for waiting. Mr. Q, the casino you love to hate. Withdrawals processed within 60 seconds of request. One £10 credit per payer per day. Paid next working day. Eligibility, exclusions and T's and C's apply. 18 plus. UK customers only. Please pay responsibly.
Dream Team is the Sun's fantasy football game, and it's back to make every moment matter this season. From clean sheets to cards, assists, and the all-important goals! Just pick a team that picks up points, and you can win a top prize of £60,000. Download the free app to make every moment matter with the Sun Dream Team. T's and C's apply. 18 plus only.
You love being your own boss, captain of your calendar, director of your destiny. But you're so busy being head of your heroic handiwork that there's not always time to let more people know just how good you are. Thankfully, millions of people go to trustatrader.com to find tremendous tradespeople like you, so your skills get seen by the people who need them most. Apply to join the tried, tested and truly top-notch at
Big days out with rumbly tummies. Hop to Co-op. Grab a meal deal, main, side and drink for just £3.85 for Co-op members. And it even includes ice creams. Co-op, owned by you, right by you.
selected products subject to availability. Corporate membership required. £1 joining fee. 4 times at Coffee.uk.
The meal deal plus a McDonald's. Grab yourself a mayo chicken or cheeseburger with medium fries, a selected drink, and one of 5 bonus salads. Like 4 McNuggets or a mini McFlurry. All for $5.59.
Now that's saver satisfaction. From 11 a.m. to 2, includes a selected saver menu burger, medium fries, selected drink, and a selected bonus salad. Price and participation only. Every day, NatWest customers are doing extraordinary things. Like game-changing founder of Foudies, Helen Hardy.
I was at women's footy matches every week. Thousands of fans. But none of them had shirts with women's names on them. So I got a 200 heat press and I started printing them myself. 300 gut decisions later, Foudies sells women's football shirts all over the world.
With NatWest, people like Helen are making extraordinary things happen. So whatever yours is, let's do this.
Welcome back to the Coral Flat Derby. They're all here. First up, the Badger Blokes. Arms down, badges rested. Well deserved. Football fashionistas next, putting that vintage away shirt back in the wardrobe. Last up, the Arctic experts. Remote in hand, ready to sit this one out. They've all called the time out with Coral's play break tool. Oh, what a decision. From play breaks to deposit limits and more. We're here for safer gambling. Coral, we're here for it.
18 plus gambleaware.org. Hallelujah, the football is back. Sunday afternoon, championship football on TalkSport 2.
Can you believe it? Watford versus Southampton.
Coverage from 1, kick-off, 1:30.
And that settles it.
Live in electric Sunday championship football on TalkSport 2. Good chat.
Good evening, you're listening to the Game Day Phone on TalkSport. I'm your host, Jeremy O'Hara, alongside me, Colton Cole. We're taking your calls, EFL action, loads to go at. Back to the phone lines in a moment, but we have to react to a historic win for Bromley. 1-0 at Barnsley, first game in League One. Here's how their manager, Andy Woodman, reacted, speaking to TalkSport's Anil Kandola.
Andy, thanks so much for speaking to TalkSport. Wow, what a start to League One.
Yeah, it was good. We had a good day today. I think we deserved it, particularly that first half performance. That said, blind enough to say that our keeper made some really good saves second half to keep us in the game. But you're going to have to do that when you come away from home and places like Barnsley and all the other clubs. I was more chuffed with the way we went about our business. I want us to show no respect to anybody. I want us to make sure that we let everyone know what we're about. And that's all of us. And I thought we did that, you know, all over the pitch today. We battled for every single ball, every loose ball. And that's us. That's the Bromley DNA. And I was super proud of the boys today.
I mean, what a result. I mean, what a start.
Yeah.
Like Bromley, listen, I'm from around where Bromley are from. My brother lives in Bromley. And you go back like 4 or 5 years, you're like, they're like National League. You know, like, they've had this unbelievable job. Yeah. Wow. And you look at it and go, fair play. Like, League One is a serious league.
Yeah.
You know, with some proper... I mean, Leicester, they're in League One. You know, then to go, Barnsley, and then Barnsley, a massive football club.
Yeah.
Then you go and win 1-0.
Yeah.
What job?
Outstanding. Woody's a proper footballing person as well.
Is he, yeah?
Yeah, proper footballing person. He's been around the game for years, man. And then he's employed some of his backroom staff as well. I know a couple of them.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Guys.
Yeah, great guys. West Ham orientated as well. So that's why I always have one eye on what's going on over there. And it's around the corner from my house as well, so I've been over there. No, I live in Kenley, so not too far.
Right, okay.
So it's one of those ones when you look at it and you think, for such a small club, like you see the stadium, not disrespectfully, but stadium and everything, they are overachieving right now.
Yeah.
And every time they win these games, it's just more and more. This shows you it's not about money all the time. Have a good manager, recruitment, and get that right, and then people start to believe in you. Yeah. And they start coming to the club, and the club starts growing, getting momentum, fans start believing. It's brilliant, and I love what he's doing over there. And I've got to say his recruitment's been stellar.
Is it? Well, I mean, look,
he gets some good loans.
You know that, right? Of course, you've got to be a good manager, right? But you need recruitment, right? Especially, especially in your club like Bromley or League One team, right? You have got to get it right.
Yeah,
you can't really afford as a manager to have it done.
Yeah. Well, you can't look. I'm one for giving young players their chance and everything, but you've got to pick the right young player. You've got to know about the boys' attitude. You know if they're coming in from like Spurs or or someone that's in that. You've got to know the boy's going to come down and give his ultimate most. And his output has to be efficient. Sometimes some of these boys will come down and it's like go with the, and then you haven't got time to just coach them and try and build them up. You've got to learn on the job.
Job's on the line.
You know what I mean?
That was the best thing I ever did, right? I was playing youth team football goalie.
Yeah.
And like reserve team football, and it was great and going well. And I was like, I need to taste real football.
Yeah.
I went to Chesterfield when I was 18. I'm on loan, League One. Roy McFarlane was the manager. I absolutely loved it because all of a sudden it meant something. You know what I mean? It was on the line. You had to win.
Yeah.
And the players that you're playing with, they're playing for their jobs, they're playing for their mortgages, their futures. You can't afford to mess up. Well, as a young player, you need that.
Well, there's some young players that don't reckon. So you recognised it.
Yeah.
What the other players are going through. Some of them are not even on as much money as you are. So automatically, you've got to come in and work hard, even more harder than them actually.
Yeah.
And then once they see you're working for them, and your talent's shining as well, they just want to help you as well. And then that's how you galvanise respect in the game.
Yeah.
So he comes in, he's a proper model pro. Come in, he's not looked down on anybody. He's not coming big time, coming in like in a big car or whatever. Because listen, the money that you're on in the Premier League club, and then you go down, it's hard to like be in the same. Exactly, and then you're there. And then sometimes they collar you some of these older pros, you know. It's a get it together. My job's on now, I need to pay my mortgage. Yeah. That's when you start to realise and it starts to tick. Think, you know what, this is more than just money. Yeah. This is people's livelihoods there. Yeah. You know?
Yeah, fair play to Bromley. Well done. If you're a Bromley fan, start taking some calls from you because you are off the flyer in League One. Let's go to Reese. He's a Swansea fan, right, Reese?
How you doing, Reese?
Good afternoon, gentlemen. How are we?
I'm alright, mate. Decent result today. Good start.
Absolutely buzzing about it. Barely ever do we ever win the first game of the season, let alone away from home as well.
Yeah. Tough place to go as well, Stoke. I mean,
never easy. So we took Galbraith to Stoke, so obviously today we didn't really fancy playing against Galbraith, but we kept it quiet, and our new signings proved why they should play for Swansea City as well.
Did you get any loan signings in this window?
We've not really gone down the lower market. We made 4 signings, we've brought in 2 new wingers,
Well, you I mean, playoffs, definitely. I mean, it's top 8.
Top 8, you should be there.
Like Swansea, like, come on. You should be there.
You
should be there.
We've been in the Championship for well too long now, so we just want out of it. We want out of it.
Yeah. What was you thinking? So obviously you overturned the deficit to come back and win. What did you say? You controlled the game even though that you went down?
Well, before we even conceded, I thought we controlled the game, and then they scored. There was a bit against the play, and then they got a bit of a goal. They started storming it a little bit more, but then I think it was a certain point in the game where we thought, nah, so what? We're Swansea City. We'll take the ball back. We controlled it, and then we just got our goals, and then we started away into the game, and then we scored out in the end.
Yeah. What was the atmosphere like in the stadium?
Unbelievable.
Really?
3,000 of us. 3,000 of us.
Give it large.
That's great.
Exciting stuff. We're loving it.
Yeah. Top man, mate. Thanks for phoning in. 3,000 away support.
Love that. Last day.
Swansea.
Yeah, they're lovely for the club. I went over there a few times to watch them play.
Yeah.
Last season, and I would see the Man City game. They were playing in the, I think it was a League Cup or something like that. And mate, they've done alright, mate. Yeah. They've done alright against Man City. Yeah.
Decent team. We're on for a Bromley fan. Wayne's phoned us up, right, Wayne? Wayne?
Anthony.
It's Anthony. Don't answer to Wayne, mate. You can't just wave him off. You can't just wave him off, mate.
Wayne is running.
The last season, Wayne phoned up the phone.
Oh, mate.
Yeah,
say that again.
And Anthony and Wayne went away back to Barnsley.
Oh, so it was a Wayne.
He's not Wayne.
No, he's not the Wayne. It was his phone.
Why have you got Wayne's phone?
This is not partner's phone, Rachel, but she allowed Wayne to use it last season.
Oh, what? Oh, so basically it's his partner's phone. Partner's to get the last
Wayne
season.
uses his own phone.
Just to call it.
Sounds a bit dodgy. Sounds a bit dodgy. What's going on here?
Why can't we just phone off your phone, Dean?
Why has Rachel got Wayne's phone? You need to have words, mate.
But you need to have a word with yourself. Phone off your own phone. Why are you phoning your bit off your missus' phone all the time? Are you paying your bills, Steve?
That won't be your switchboard.
Well, we don't know what's going on behind closed doors. You know what I mean, mate? Was it Agni? Was it Rachel?
My phone and they were private, so I was the designated caller.
Right, okay. Feels like a load of guff, that rate. Sounds like a load of guff. Right, come on in. Look, Anthony, you had Bromley game, right? Big result.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Brilliant game today. Shut the pitch for us and all of our fans up there. I think there was counted 360 of us up there. But from a a small club, coming out in the National League sort of like 3 or 4 seasons ago, where we are now. We're definitely not pushovers.
And you beat Barnsley. I mean, that's like away from home. Like that's
a massive game for us. You know what I mean? And Andy Woodman was just a tactical genius.
What do you think? How far can he take this club? Because look, it seems like he's doing a great job. How far can you actually go?
Well, none of us even expected to get out of League 2, and then we ended up winning last season. It's unreal for us as fans at the minute. You know what I mean? Sends the chill down my spine every time you talk about us being champions.
It is a bit mental. It is. Think about it, right? Yeah. Like, I know you've probably got a few quid, and it's obviously a well-run football club because you have to have that. But you ain't Wrexham or Birmingham. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I don't want to get associated, down the same road as Wrexham. We're doing it a different way. Do you know what I mean?
We're doing it organically.
We haven't had millions of pounds money into us. We've been doing it based on decent loan players, players that are fighting for the club and fighting for the badge.
Yeah. Yeah. You got some. Who's your best player? You'd say right now, like when you look at your squad, who's the one that's going to set that League One alight?
Well, Mitch Pinnock, one of our midfielders from Northampton, he see us through League T2 last season. Absolute star player. Michael Cheek will always bang the goals in for you. Had a bit of a quiet game today, but we're starting to build a nice squad now where players can come off the bench and put in just as much a performance for us.
Yeah. What's What's your take on obviously Andy Woodman, what type of job he's done and his backroom staff?
It's phenomenal. No, to be fair, you know, when he signed for us sort of, you know, 5-6 years ago, a lot of Bromley fans hadn't even heard of him, and now he's just an absolute god to the club.
Yeah, of course.
He won a CFA trophy, 2 promotions in 3 seasons. You can't ask for any more from a small club from South London.
Incredible, fair play. Well, listen, Anne, sort yourself out. Next time, phone us off your own phone, not Wayne's phone, yeah? And tell Ray to stop being a dodgy.
I might go up, Jamie, you know what I mean?
What's going on there? Sort it out.
All the best.
All the best. Sort it out. Great, sort yourself out. Keep your calls coming in, game day phone in. You want to have your say, EFL action today. We are taking them. We'll also talk Premier League as well. Pre-season friendlies have happened. Are you ready for the start next week? 03 717 22 33
What makes a good bet? At Virgin Bet, we think it's a simple bet, a responsible bet, a last-minute winner when you're down to 10 men kind of bet, with generous offers, a bet that puts sport first. Sound like your kind of bet? Then you're ready to get started. Sign up and new members get £30 in free sports bets when you bet £10. Virgin Bet, a good bet. £10 sports bet settled in first 14 days. 1.5 minimum odds. Free bets valid 7 days. T's and C's and deposit exclusions apply. Bet responsibly. 18+. Gambleaware.org.
Dream Team is the Sun's fantasy football game, and it's back to make every moment matter this season. From clean sheets to cards, assists, and the all-important